gosh. Like, I don't know what's wrong with me, but yeah, always I'm forgetting to turn on my mic for some reason. Like, okay, guys, yeah, welcome back. I'm here. Yeah, your boy QT is here. Give me a second. I want to tell. Okay. Mm, hello, princess. Live just started. Eesh. Live just started. Yeah, live just started. Live just start. Oh, no. Okay. So yeah. Today we are going to watch FNC Summit. Like the day one upper bracket series. Anyway. So before we are going to watch that, I like I was waiting for something like this to happen. Okay, I'm not talking about the Fortnite. I'm talking about something else. Okay, something very fucking different. Okay, than for like gaming. Okay, from gaming. Okay, so what happened? So like, wait a second. What the fuck is wrong with? Okay, all right. So what happened? Like, I saw a video that going around the internet about about Sri Lanka, like that a big YouTuber. This not YouTuber. Like, you can we call him as a YouTuber or something? Like, I don't know. Anyway, so like that person that I don't know. I don't have any word for him. Like, it's a big content creator. Okay, yeah, it's a big content creator, and yeah. Give me a second. I'm doing something here before we are talking. Like, I need to check this thing first. Yes. Okay. White is working. So that means Twitch also working, right? Let me check that out. Hi, Twitch. Yeah, Twitch is working too. Okay. So, I want to show you guys something. Okay. Like, I found a video. Like, a few several several weeks ago that a big fruit blogger come to Sri Lanka, and yeah, showing that like some local, like not local, like we are also not eating those kind of things, but yes, like normal සාමාන්‍ය මිනිස්සු ගිහිල්ලා කන තැන් like Sri Lanka, like in like, he talk about that Sri Lankan foods, okay, like Sri Lankan street food, and yeah, that whatever they can, like Sri Lankan can offer, like something like that. Okay, so මම බලන් හිටියා ඒ වීඩියෝ එකට රියැක්ෂන් වීඩියෝ එකක් කවුරුහරි දානකන් සීරියස්ලි මට ඇත්තටම මේ වීඩියෝ එක thumbnail එක දැක්කම යකා නැග්ගා. Okay, seriously, okay, I'm not gonna lie, that shit is fucked. Okay, and yeah, ඒක ඒ හේතුවින්ද මට ඇත්තටම මේ ඒ channel එක මම ආසම බලපු channel එකක්, ඒක එපාවලාම ගියා. So before we are going to watch FNCS, okay, I want to react for this video. Okay, so because we have like 36 minutes before going to a first first game. So like it's just a 5 minutes long video. So yeah, I think හරිද මම පෙන්නන්න මොකද්ද මම මේ කියන්න කියලා. Okay, where the fuck is my here window capture NT, not NT. I don't need NT. Okay, YouTube. I don't know you guys can see this shit, but where the fuck is my here automatically? Oh yeah, automatic. So I think you guys can see this, right? I don't know. I think you guys can see. So the like මම දන්නේ ගොඩක් කටි දන්නවද කියලා. මෙයා කතා කරනවා මේ දේ ගැන. හරිද? මට සීරියස්ලි උමනා වෙලා තිබ්බ කවුරුහරි මේ දේ ගැන කතා කරනවා නම් කතා කරන එක බලන්න. සීරියස්ලි අවශ්‍යලා තිබ්බ. බලමු ඔඩියෝ වැඩ.
Here's how you make a
Yeah, okay. So like මේක බලන්නකො. මේක බැලුවම තේරෙයි like that මට කියන්න ඕන දේවල් අවශ්‍යලා තිබ්බ හැමදේම මෙයා කියනවා. Okay? Look at this video, okay?
Here's how you make a ton of money pagenting on Sri Lanka. A few weeks ago, a massive food review.
Oh yeah, like the best start ever. Like, oh my, the best start ever. Okay, I saw someone. Hello, welcome stream, bro. Welcome stream.
Channel called the More Best Ever Food Review Show with over 3 million subscribers made a video that pissed off a lot of Sri Lankans, especially
Wait a second, it's not 3 million, right? It's 12 million, right?
show with over 3
Yeah.
million subscribers.
Hello,
made a
Bosa.
video
Hi,
that pissed
welcome
off
stream,
a lot
brother.
of Sri Lankans, especially the thumbnail. And
Yeah. This is the most saddest thing I ever seen. Like, what the fuck is wrong with that guy? Like, why did he make this kind of a thumbnail for Sri Lanka? Like, this is to India, okay, not Sri Lanka, okay. Everyone know that, okay. What is wrong with that guy? Like, oh.
And looking at this as a Sri Lankan, it's a bad look for our country. We
Yeah.
need to do better, is what I would say if this image was real, but it's not. It's AI.
It's not.
I watched
Yeah,
the
of
entire
course it's
video,
AI.
and not once does it go to a shop that looks anything close.
Like, okay, look at here. Lanka, yeah, of course. That's what I'm saying. Okay, that's what I'm saying. I'm also like, even though I kind of hate Sri Lanka, like I kind of hate living here, but this is my country, right? Why the fuck did that nicker doing that kind of shit like to our country, bruh? The fuck is wrong with that guy?
On the chat GPT or Gemini and just
like මට මේ වීඩියෝ එක දැන් ඇත්තට මම දැන් YouTube open කරාම තමයි මම දැක්ක මම බලාගෙන හිටියේ කවුරු හරි මේක වීඩියෝ එකක් කරනකම් ඕකේ මම ඇත්තටම බලාගෙන හිටියේ කවුරු හරි ඔක ගැන දෙයක් කියලා වීඩියෝ එකක්
I
කරනකම්
don't want to assume the worst of this guy. I don't know anything about him. In the video, he seemed to have a good time. So for all we know, he could be sweeter than piss after pineapple. However, I can't.
Yeah. First part of the video, like actually good. First part of the video, like I mean, I'm talking about that chumpang thing. Chumpang thing is good. Okay, eka හොඳයි, like eka fun. But after that, yeah, he can show that. ඇත්තටම යාට පෙන්නන්න තිබ්බ like okay පෙටයකට ගිහිල්ලා පෙට පැත්තට ගිහිල්ලා දෙයක් ගන්න එක okay, but එතනින් එහාට bro, what the fuck? Yeah, that's true. Okay, that's true, Maliga. That's true.
Can't help wonder why this guy had to use an AI image. If this dude came across a place that was actually that disgusting and looked like the one in the thumbnail, then absolutely, he has all the right in the world to put that. But he didn't. It seems, I don't know if it's actually true, but it just seems like the thumbnail is trying to say, hey everyone, look at me eat food in this dirty, disgusting country. Essentially.
Yeah, that's what it says. Like, bro, that if like imagine mama දැම්ම මොකක් හරි වීඩියෝ එකක like something like using like very disgusting things, okay, like මොකක් හරි ජරාම දෙයක් දාලා මම මෙන්න මෙතනින් මේ බඩුව ගත්තා, like එහෙම මොකක් හරි දැම්මොත් like මචං මිනිස්සු click කරනවා, like that's called fucking click farming. Like I don't know, bruh.
Trying to get clicks by playing into the dirty Sri Lankan or just dirty Asian stereotype. Either way, at 10,000 subs, I'll be doing a giveaway, so make sure you like and subscribe.
Nice.
All right, so quick update. Just
what the fuck? What? It's true.
All right, so quick update. Just want to let you know that we're no longer talking about this dude. Now we're moving
oh yeah, okay. Ayo, I don't know what's wrong with that. Like, manusia me. Yeah, කොහොමත් ෆලෝඩ ඔය හදන මේක හදන ෆලෝඩ කොහොමත් මාර පැන් රහයි, but ඒක නිකන් කිව්ව විදිහ එක ගැන කතා කරපු විදිහ මට පේන්න බෑ, okay. ඌිටගේ skin color ඔක්කොම එකයි. Yeah, man. Like, even though Sri Lankan skin color not same as like Indians, right? So I don't know what's wrong with this Nick.
Now we have moved on to a much more dangerous kind of vlog. These people travel to developing countries like ours, India, whatever the case may be, and create videos meant for people that look down on countries like ours. It's basically vlogs by racists for racists. There's actually a bunch of videos on YouTube dedicated to covering these racist vlogs. And after watching a bunch of this video, I noticed two
did you guys saw that poop fighting video? Like, on like ඇත්තටම channel එක නම් මතක නැහැ. but මම නිකන් දැක්කා මොකක් හරි ඉන්දියාවේ මොකක් ෆෙස්ටිවල් එකක් poop fight, ඒ කියන්නේ ගොම වලින් ගහගෙන ෆෙස්ටිවල් එකක් මොකක් හරි රෙකෝඩ් කරලා ඒක සෝෂල් මීඩියා වල දාලා ඊට පස්සේ හෙට කේස් එකක් කියලා තිබ්බේ. ඒක දැක්කත් දන්න like Oh my god, that shit is so funny. Okay.
distinct patterns across all of them. Number one is dehumanizing the locals, right? They treat them like second-class citizens in their own country, which is ridiculous. They never say
Yeah.
anything offensive, right? They don't say any offensive slurs or whatever, but they look around and it's like that's just I don't quite like that. Also, by the way, why do people make such a big deal about eating with your hands? Doesn't everyone in the world eat with your hands? Like, how do you eat burgers and pizzas and like freaking chicken drumsticks? Do you eat it with your toes? It really seems
No. No. What the fuck? Would it be so other than what? Apa tinuasan? Saya umiray. Na ekas itin sudok ko Sirawada.
like anti-insert race propaganda, right? You can critique a country and you can showcase the downsides without sounding like the mustache man. Number two, they always travel to the worst, crappiest, shadiest places in the country that not even the locals would want to go and act like that.
Yeah. Actually, okay, මමත් තාම ගිහිලා නැහැ මේ මම සීරියස් මේ දැන් ඌ ගියේ මම actually නමත් මතක නැහැ okay so කොහමද එපෙට එකේ ඔය ඒ කන්න තියෙන තැ places තියෙනවා මම ඇත්තටම තාම ජීවිතේට ගිහිලා නැහැ දැනට මොකද like මම ඕන තරම් වීඩියෝස් වල දැකලා තියෙනවා මට ඒක දැක්කම කන්න හිතෙන්නේ නැහැ එතන වලින් like අපි වුණත් මම normally යන්නේ පොක්කත් මොකද restaurant එකට but like what the fuck is wrong with these people like what the hell
all the country has to offer. I swear to God, some of these people, seem to have like a budget of $0, and you can't tell me that they're broke because these videos get millions of views, so clearly they have money. Right?
Yeah.
I assume like their budget was like $2,000, but $1,999 went for the plane ticket, and the remaining $1 is what they have for food and lodging, and they act all surprised when they have a bad experience. You tend to see this quite often with street food. They make it seem like the second the plane lands on the runway of a developing country, immediately you get food poisoning and your ass explodes. Some of these, okay, not all of them, some of these vloggers.
Like the thing is, they can even handle in spicy foods. Like, why the fuck do you guys come into like, why the fuck you guys traveling? Even though like you guys can eat that country's foods. Like, you know what I'm saying? Hey, in like me මොනාද example එකක් ගත්තොත් මේ ද ජපාන්ට යන සාමාන්‍යයෙන් ගොඩක් අය මුලින්ම ජපාන් එක කියලා කන්නේ එක්ක රාමෙන් එක්ක සුෂි. ඔයා එනවා ඇමරිකාවල ඉඳන් එනවා ජපාන්ට but ඔයා හෝප් කරනවා එහෙ තියෙනවා නිකන් බර්ගර් ස්ටයිල් අන්න ඒ කියන්නේ ඇමරිකන් ස්ටයිල් කෑම. අන්න එහෙම like what the fuck?
The professional travelers either lack common
of course,
intentionally doing dangerous, stupid things to get clicks. It doesn't take a genius to realize that eating cheap fried food sold by some random guy who's pushing around his kitchen on a cart is probably not a good idea. Avoid street food whenever you can, and if you do want to eat it, you're taking on a risk. Some of these people buy an iswade for like 250 rupees, which is just
this shit okay මම දැකලා ගෝල් ෆේස් එක ඉස්සර තියෙන ඔර්ගන මම පොඩි කාලේ okay මම පොඩි කාලේ මම තාත්තට කියනවා තාත්තා මට අරකක් කන්න ඕනේ තාත්තා හැම වෙලාවෙම අවොයිඩ් කරනවා හැම වෙලාවෙම කියනවා ඔය ජරාව ඊට වඩා ඔය ගෙදර ඉඳන් හදාගන්න ඊට වඩා හොඳට හදාන්න පුළුවන් කියලා කියනවා ඊට පස්සේ ලොකුනකට තමයි තේරුනේ අපෝ මොන මගුලක්ද බම් මේ කරන්නේ like what the fuck is that like කිලිම් මිස් එක කරගෙන වඩේ එකක් උඩ තියලා බැදලා දෙනවා what මොකක්ද ඒකේ තේරුම ඊයා
and iswade for like 250 rupees, which is around 50 cents in dollars. And
මන්න එකන කනවා ඇති සාමාන්‍ය ඔය පොඩි බඩගින්නට එන මිනිස්සු කාලා යනවත් දන්නේ එහෙම මැරෙන මන්න දැකලා සාමාන්‍ය ඒ කියන්නේ ලෝකල්ස්ලා මේ ඔය ඉස්සෝඩයක් ක්ලේසියට ගනව දැකලත් නෑ මොනනම් එහෙම ඉස්සෝඩයක් වගේ දෙයක් අර පොඩි කොහොම නෝල් පොඩි වඩයක් කුළුදු වඩයක් දාගෙන ගනවා ඒවා අපිත් ගනව නෑ මම ගනවනේ බට් ඔය ඉස්සෝඩයක නම් මම ලේසියට දැකලා නෑ මේ මිනිස්සු ගනවා like they also know that shit is bad, right?
They seem to expect Gordon Ramsay to parachute into their bedroom naked, rub them in baby oil. What did you expect?
Yo!
What am I even saying at this point? These vlogs are the way that people learn about other countries. Since negativity is such effect.
Like, of course, I හොඳම එක කියන්නේ උන්ගේ කෑම මෙලෝ රහක් නෑ උන්ගේ කෑමල සීසන්ස් මොනවද නැහැ හයිද ඒගොල්ලෝ එන ඒෂියන් කන්ට්‍රීස් වල ඒෂියන් කන්ට්‍රීස් වල වෙන ඒෂියන් කන්ට්‍රීස් වල කෑම කාලා කියනවා මේක සීසන්ස් වැඩි මේක සැර වැඩි what the fuck ඇයි නං එන්නේ ඇයි මේක කොලොනයිස් කරේ what the fuck කොලොනයිස් කරලා අපේ කුළු බඩු වලින් ගිනපල මොනවද කරේ වෙයි the fuck
to clickbait, there's going to be hundreds of millions of people from all across the world who have never visited a country, never interacted with its people, and don't know anything about its history, developing their opinions based off of these biased videos. And let's be honest, right? For us Sri Lankans and just brown-skinned Asians in general, we already unfortunately suffer a lot with self-hatred and hating your own race and hating the way that you look, which is one of the reasons why skin bleaching is so popular in all kinds of countries. Hate against brown-skinned people is very much alive on the internet, and dare I say, one of the more accepted forms of racism. And because, you know, life basically exists on the internet these days, we have to pay attention to these sorts of things. I saw a couple of people in the comments talking about how the government should ban this kind of content creators from entering the country or should take down these kinds of videos, and I completely
ඒකන මා ඩිසැග්‍රි මොකද අපි ඇක්ෂල ගවමට මොක ඇක්ෂණක් ගත්තොත් එතකොට ඒකෙන් පරූ කරන්න අපේරට ඇත්තර මේ වගේ කියලනේ අන්නේ ඒක
true freedom is when the people that you don't like have the same rights as you do. And let's be honest, right? The government will be more than happy to pass, you know, the Sri Lankan Patriot Lion Act, right, where they will ban criticism against Sri Lankan culture, and there will be a tiny little line at the end of the paragraph, right, that will say the government counts as Sri Lankan culture, and guess what? Now we can no longer criticize the government. I think that the only real solution here is for the rest of the people online, vloggers, whatever the case may be, for them to just be honest about Sri Lanka, because with honesty, the good parts of Sri Lanka or whatever country will naturally come out. If you're interested in discussing this further in my group chat, check out my Patreon. We offer
shout out for this guy, like පොරගේ වීඩියෝස් තියෙන හොඳ වීඩියෝස් මුගේ මම ඇත්තටම ෆලෝ කරලා නැහැ බට් මෙයාගේ වීඩියෝස් මම දැකලා තියෙනවා පොරගේ වීඩියෝස් පට්ට ඕකේ කොහොම හරි මට කියන්න තියෙන්නේ I don't know what the fuck is wrong with these Americans and UK people. Yeah. Anyway, like okay, let's watch FNCS. So like ඔයගලන්ට මගේ මාව Twitch එකෙන් බලන්න පුළුවන්. Twitch එකෙන් බැලුවොත් ඔයගලන්ට drops හම්බ වෙනවා. Okay. Let's watch this. Oh. කියනුම් කොළඹ විතර ඇවිද කියනුම් කොළඹ විතර ඇවිල තියන එක යවුලයා දැස් ඒක නං ඇත්ත ඒක නං ඇත්ත කොළඹත් කියන්න කොළඹ පෙටා සයිඩ් එක බීච් සයිඩ් එක අන්හැවිචු එහි විතරක් ඇවිදුම්තම පොය වගේ වීඩියෝ සදන්න සාමාන්‍ය Who the fuck is this? I never seen this guys before. Like XP24 can මොකක්ද යාලු plan නැද්ද මම දැකලාම නෑ seriously Nagala that merch is cool. Oh my god, the trophy. Oh Canada අපෝ ඔකගේ මට කනඩා පේන්න බැරි හේතුව තමයි උගේ නිකන් ඇක්ට් එක වැඩි අප්පා Nah, we're not 6'7". What the hell? Not 6'7". Oh yeah, pension. Like, moon tika konda ya. These guys are kind of good. Oh, Power Alex over there. Man, that could do it. Oh, champ. Let's see. Okay, man, දැකලා මම ගොඩක් අලුත්
I had to talk to you guys, Vico and Malabuka. To me, it's crazy that you two aren't regarded as some of the favorites in this competition. So much success.
I think I need to fix something. Wait. I forgot to fix something, guys. Wait. Okay.
Just show ourselves in the finals.
Do you think people are going to give you space at Frigid Fortress today?
I mean, they can try to stop us. We'll just force it out.
And I think all the duos should be listening to this man. I'm just going to pop in between you.
Okay.
Vico, you tweeted today about being nervous. This is you. Do you need a tech talk?
Yeah, I mean, I woke up today not feeling my best, you know, but since I got my GOAT right here, my best teammate ever, you know, I'm feeling confident. I talked to my mental coach, Pappy. I talked to my friends, all that. I'm feeling
Hey.
hyped, I'm feeling confident, and I hope I can, you know, not disappoint Düsseldorf.
And you won't disappoint Düsseldorf, and you won't disappoint Austria either. Vico and Malabuka, good luck today. Let's head over to Leppen.
Yay.
Thank you very much, Frankie. I'm here with NA West's finest. We got Victor V and Canard in the building. Victor, I feel like we see so many people bigging you
Mama
up,
දැම්මම
especially
කියනවා
Canard, but he's
Canada and I don't know whoever this guy මුන් දෙන්න top 10 hours ලෝක පුදුමයක් okay top 10 hours ලෝක පුදුමයක් because yeah මේගොල්ලෝ ඉන්නේ තියෙන ලෝකේ තියෙන hardest lobby එකේ and NA West කියන්නේ of course yeah, that's NA West is not hard right NA West easier than Aussie right yeah that's what I'm thinking like that's what I'm guessing like okay so I don't think they will huh? What the fuck did he say I don't know what the hell කොහොම හරි මන්න හිතන්නේ මුන් top 10 වත්තේ කියලා I mean I'm talking about Canada okay yeah are you serious yeah
This journey to this stage. How hard have you been practicing since you qualified for LAN?
We practice a lot and I think we're confident.
And Flixie, you have got so much experience at LAN like
something
this.
wrong something's wrong with my character
I mean,
Ah,
I think the biggest
why is he
key to
looking
get
out?
is to just play like at home
Okay,
and
all good.
like not be nervous and yeah, just be confident.
Is it strange playing against your ex-teammates? Like Vico's just over there, Veno's somewhere over there too.
Like I think we're all good vibes, like we like each other and I just hope the best for them.
Yeah, I hope the best for everyone here, including you two. Good luck, guys.
If someone
Let's bring
says
up the
something
duos.
මේ chat එක මොනවා හරි යනවාද පොඩ්ඩක් chat එක check කරා Yo Thomas Thomas he focuses Thomas gonna focus එකද I don't know about that okay another team that we don't know the Middle East right they are Middle East I guess guys please like okay please like into this you know why they මොකක් හරි අවුලක් කළාද live එක පෙන්නන්නේ නැහැ මට Alright chat මේ මට පෙන්නන්නේ නැත්තේ live එක wait I want to check is it all good it's all good මගේ live එකේ මොකක් හරි අවුලක්ද Yes. Oh no, all good, right? මොකද මගේ ෆෝන් එක ලයිව් එක පෙන්නුනේ ඒක. Ooh, what the fuck is that here, bro? Holy. Bro, what the fuck is that here, ka? Why am I judging everyone's look?
Have you back on LAN? Are you feeling any kind of LAN nerves? Are you feeling confident that you're going to win this one?
I think so. This could be the one.
It could be the one. I know Denmark's behind you. For you, Focus, what's it like knowing that you have such a mechanically skilled duo?
I mean, here's the best aim in the world. I think we're gonna do good, and I'm confident in
You mean the world?
Focus,
What?
Thomas taught you?
Experience. I've learned a lot from him. There's too much to tell.
There's so much to tell. I mean, he
Holy.
has so much experience. Have you learned anything from
I
Francis,
think
Thomas?
there's more than, you know, there's more than friendship. You know what I'm saying?
Well, let's see how you do as we drop into the first game. Right now, though, we've got to head over to 11-2K with Acorn and Bolts.
Thank you very much, Frankie. Look, I'm here with potentially NA's last hope. Acorn, you're back on
Jako
the stage.
background එක sound එක
People
තියෙනවා.
had some criticism of your globals performance last year. People thought you should have done better than you did. Are you feeling the pressure this weekend?
What are diamonds made of? Oh, shoot.
Oh, I know what you're doing there.
But no, in all seriousness, no, I'm not feeling the pressure. You know, it feels like I'm playing at home. I'm ready to win. I'm ready to go.
Of course.
Okay.
There's some rumors that you might be contested. Someone might land on you. Of course, you've been doing this IGL thing for a long time. Are you prepared for that?
Of course, bro. Always.
What's going to happen if they land on you?
Oh, you're going to see.
Guys, පුළුවන් නම් Twitch එක like
It feels like people keep doubting you guys. It feels like you guys fly under the radar.
you guys can watch me on Twitch, okay? And get your drops.
He's really the best IGL in the world. I'm one of the best fighters in the world, and we always show up when it matters. Acorn, he's always IGL.
Yeah, you're just one of the best fighters, okay? You're not best, you're one of the best, okay?
Guys, no pressure. I got this. Frankie, who you got on your side of the stage?
I have got iDrop and I've got Marius. And we had to talk to you guys, obviously. iDrop, first of all, you're being contested by Salco and Minute over at Frigid Fortress today. Have you been practicing your off spawns?
Of course, we practice as much as we can, and we're just very confident going into it.
What's the strongest part of your game right now?
I'd say fighting. Like, we're just crazy at fighting, both of us.
So in other words, you're quite up for an off spawn battle.
Yeah, of course, always.
And I have to talk to you because, Marius, look at your fans. The Gentlemates have turned up. Have you got anything to say to them?
Oh my.
I appreciate the love. And,
The crowd.
Now, it hasn't
There's a
been the
crown
most difficult
top of
run
the
to play here. Some
you know, top of that
results in the Div Cup. Does it make a
trophy, yeah?
difference? Does it help
Yeah,
you
trophy.
to stay consistent knowing you have fans who are supporting you?
Yeah, 100%. It's a big difference because online people, they have a better pickup.
Well, I can't wait to see what you guys do. So please get ready because we've got to get ready on stage for some more duos.
Yeah.
Couple Polish favorites, Cammy and Hottie. They've been flying under the radar in Europe, and now's the perfect chance to take
ඇයි බා උන්ගේ පෙනුම නිකන් හෙන අමුතු? Oh, Aegis. Aegis. Yeah. Why does he look like? Why? Bueno. Bueno, FS champion, yeah. Champion. NA is champions. Right, I hope that Veno will win this thing, you know. Da 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 da. No, 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 no. Oh, no, no. Oh, Cleves and Higgs. දෙන්නම ගුටි කන්න යන්නේ. Yeah. Is Peterborough came? No, right? Not yet, right? Peterborough ආවේ නැහැ නේද? I think he didn't came yet.
Most consistent duos in NA Central. Do you think people are sleeping on you coming into this competition?
Maybe because we're contested, but I think that they know we'll pull through in the end and just get ready for a show.
How are you able to stay so consistent even when you're contested?
I think we're really good at playing when we're shambles, and we're able to make it happen whenever.
Now, I know that you've got a bit of a friendly rivalry going on with Rapid and Cold. Does that mean that you potentially might surprise meet up with them at some point during the day?
Nah, I don't think so.
But do you want to see a North American duo come out at top this weekend?
Yeah, I want NA to win no matter what. Hopefully it's us.
Well, it might be you guys, or it might be an Australian NA duo because Levin is with Muzz and Sphinx.
Yes, I am. I'm here with two lovely gentlemen who are going to be doing their best today in a potentially uncomfortable situation. I just want to start off with you, Muzz. You're looking good, man.
Thank you.
What's been going on?
I did manage to lose 33 kilos since the last LAN event.
Siri 30
Sphinx.
Tellane.
A lot of teams landing at Humble Hills. What is the game plan for today?
I mean, bro, the game plan is just to show them who their daddy is. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna smoke all of them. I don't even care. Nathan, I don't even know who you are. Never heard of you before this land. Falcons, Gerald. Just go back to OC, bro. I ain't gonna lie.
You came out with a bow and arrow. You pointing at them?
Yes, sir.
After the Osborne part of the game, you guys have been very consistent in NA. Are you worried about any of the potential teams in this lobby?
I don't think he worried about anything.
I think our mid game is like their sound. I don't think anyone can like mess with it, change it. I think we're good to go.
Muzz, it feels like no matter what you do in Fortnite, people still just seem to underrate you. They don't give you the credit you deserve. Why do you think that is?
Well, I think it's just because recently
Because you're stuck.
been good in grand finals for like the last 12 months, so that's why for sure.
Like me.
They're gonna find out.
I'm also suck.
Hopefully.
Let's see it, Frankie. Over to you.
I am with Cami and Hari. Cami, does this land feel any different to the lands you've played before?
No, it feels really normal like every time. I think we're gonna do good like always.
And I think you might do good, given the experience you have and the duo you have in Hari. How do you feel like the chemistry is working between you two in game right now?
Yeah, I think it's really good chemistry. I think it's really good.
And you're uncontested at the moment. Is that playing into your game plan? Is that what you prefer, to be somewhere safe as opposed to being somewhere that maybe has the best loot?
I mean, it's always good to be uncontested, so yeah, we'll try to make the best out of it.
Yeah, and I can imagine you will. I think that we're going to let you guys get back into the lobby and get ready to go because, guys, we've got to bring out more duos.
Yeah, of course. Taggal again. Okay. Who's next? Who's next? Peterborough Empire. Oh no, shit. Oh, okay. Men team එකක් Oh, දැන් එන best place එකක්. Oh yeah. Cool. Okay. Why is he doing that? Doing that like, huh? Oh, Reed and Cooper. Yo, Cooper වෙනස් වෙලානේ. උගේ මූණ එන පොඩි ළමෙක් වගේලා තව. Oh, how okay, okay. I'm still regretting that left living from havoc. Actually, I'm not regretting anything, okay? I just said that. Oh, Kyoto, yeah. අඩු පොරෝ පේන්නේ නැහැ කොටව. What the fuck?
We have got a player here who is currently regarded as one of the best in the world, and he's also one of the youngest here. Shark, do you mind turning around for
Shark.
me so everyone can hear and see you answering this question? Because you actually reached out to Teeny last year to play with him, is that right?
Yeah.
And why was it Teeny you wanted to play with?
I wanted to play him for like so many years because I just like the playstyle that he's playing.
And you used to watch him before you went pro?
Yeah.
Teeny, what was your reaction when Shark, I guess an up-and-coming player at the time, reached out to you and said he wanted you as his duo?
I mean, I was looking for duo at that time, so yeah, it was great.
And did it surprise you how well it worked?
Not really.
Not really. So tell me about Wonky Land today. We think that Clicks might be landing on you. What are you going to do if he does?
Just eliminate him.
Just eliminate him.
Oh my. Just eliminate him. Selana.
Sometimes it really is that simple, Frankie. Look, I'm here with Cooper and Reek, and boys, it's not the best of situations to be in, right? You're fighting off spawn against, you know, two of the best players in NA. What is the plan today, Reek, against those guys?
Honestly, it just depends how it goes. See what happens off spawn. You know, recently we've been splitted in some tournaments leading up to this, and I guess we'll just play it by ear. If we get some good loot, might run them down. If not, we'll see what happens.
If you do split it, but the games ain't going how you want them to go, is there a chance you just stop splitting it?
Oh yeah, if we're doing bad and they're doing good, there's zero chance we'll let them qualify. Come on.
I like the thought process. Cooper, you know what it means to win on a stage like this. You've done it before a couple years back. What's changed about you as a player? Where have you gotten better over the years that helps you today?
I mean, I've gained a lot more confidence since then, for sure. I've struggled with consistency. But, you know, it's my first time being contested on LAN. I'm going in here with nothing to lose, so I'm gonna let everything out and I'm gonna do the best we can.
Reek sort of said it. You guys have been fighting them a lot. Like, you've had a lot of practice against them. What do you think their weakness is?
I think their weakness is, I mean, they're trying to split it too much. Like, I feel like we're just gonna get our games griefed and we just keep splitting it. So I hope they bring the fight to us because we're ready for it.
I like the sound of that. Look, Frankie, I know you've got some great Danes on your stage. What do they have to say?
I do have great Danes. We've got Pablo and Chino. And boys, you are one of the favorites in this competition. You just exploded in major.
Okay, let me change my
season. So how did you
skin
up your game?
character.
Just work hard and
Oh, what a-
yeah, just don't give up.
Props.
Just try to fix all the mistakes.
Where's
And it
my
looks like you've done that really
pinch on?
well. However, it's going to be difficult today at Sandy Strip because you've got Canada and Mini PO's duos also landing near you. What's the plan?
I mean, there's not really a plan. I mean, we're just gonna do whatever like comes to mind, and we're gonna dominate this.
Pablo, people are saying that Chino is the top 3 clutcher in the world. Would you agree?
Yeah,
And what about yourself?
I'm also up there.
You're also up there.
Oh my.
Not 1, maybe 2, maybe 3. We know that these guys have got each other's backs. Let's bring out our final teams.
Yeah, please. Final teams. Huh? Oh, what happened? Yeah, what happened? Okay.
South America's #1 duo, Gone and Night. Having dominated Brazil, they're now here to play with no regrets.
Welcome aboard, Javi and a finish. The competition is fierce, but their willpower is relentless. It's time to give it your all.
Cocoon and Mini PO, a last game win at FNCS was the clutch they needed to make it to the summit. But can they do it again?
Oh, they're also from Japan, right? Oh, Middle East champions. The oh, they know size එක. Is speed ලාවද? Oh yeah, Peter ball. Oh my god, yeah, Peter ball and Poyo. Oh my god, look at Poyo. What the fuck? That's so good. Oh, cold and rapid. Like, man, that rapid give me walker නිදාගෙන ඉන්න වීඩියෝ කැමතිද share වෙනවා? Oh. Are they second place in Middle East Championship? Really? Holy.
With me from the Middle East, our #1 representatives, we have FKS and we have Hero. And this is your 5th FNCS LAN FKS. I think that makes you the most successful Middle East player in Fortnite history. What's it like to be back?
I mean, I'm so excited to be here, and I hope that I can win the tournament.
Do you think that this is the best we're going to see a Middle Eastern team do today?
I'm sorry, I can't hear you.
Do you think this is the best we're going to see an ME team place this weekend in a LAN?
Of course, I mean, we're ready.
I think you are, and Hero, we know that the skill gap is now closing because normally you guys win by hundreds of points in your region. This time, though, you had some competition, but that's a good thing, right? Because it means you get to practice more.
Yeah, Middle East is improving, and we're ready to compete against the world and be in the top of the world.
I can't wait to see you.
Oh my god. Mama තාම පොඩ්ඩක් හොඳ රේස් වෙන්න ගියේ. Oh, what's wrong with me?
Everybody make some noise for Noah and Rita!
What the hell?
Boy, oh boy, Noah.
My god, German flag everywhere.
Watching you, trying to be like you. Does that influence you have? What does it prove? What does it show? What does it mean to you today?
I mean, it just makes me happy. I mean, we're both old, but we still got it. You know me?
Absolutely, absolutely. Reason. Everybody's supporting you out here, man. I saw someone who had a sign of your face somewhere out there. We got people representing you all over the building. What does it mean to have the fans here in full support of you?
It honestly means everything. It was always a dream of
I
mine,
hope,
and I think
actually, I
every
hope
player
Peterborough
here
and
as
Foyle
well,
will
so
win.
thank God.
Of course, you have a lot to do today in game.
The trophies. Yeah, trophy look cool. Yeah, of course, the trophy is cool. We have a like a little crown thing top of, you know, on the top. So yeah, it's kind of cool.
You're playing with
Yeah, the crown. Yeah, you're right.
You guys are playing with each other over the years. Helped you in the lobby today.
Yeah, we got pretty good chemistry, so like we always just find each other in endgame and we're chilling.
Hey, I'm gonna hope you guys do incredibly well. I'm not gonna lie though, guys. It's the stage is getting a bit chilly up here. What's going on, Frankie?
Well, I'm standing next to Cold and Rapid.
Oh.
On 11. Cold, I think you've got the best player photo of all the walkouts. Can you just replicate that for me, please?
Hey, why are they not talking with Peterbot and Clicks? මෙතන ලොකු ප්‍රශ්නයක් තියෙනවා Peterbot and Clicks කෙලින්ම මේ ලොකු වලියක ඉන්නේ.
Those guys are horrible. You guys are gonna see.
Okay, we're definitely going to have to keep an eye on 4 field. Rapid, sometimes people are saying that this man, he doesn't practice, but that's not true, right?
No, that's not true. He plays a lot.
So what have you been working on the most going into this LAN?
Wait, say that again?
What have you been working on the most going into this competition?
Definitely our end game and our chemistry.
And what was up with the end game?
We just weren't staying together, but now we fixed it.
Okay, so there's not going to be any solo clutching. You're always going to be the 2 in the 2v1 situation, Cold.
Yes, sir.
And who is your
Yes,
biggest
sir.
competition here on LAN before I let you go? Who have you got your eyes
Yes,
on?
sir.
Nobody.
Keep your eyes
Oh my.
on these 2 desks.
I mean, Fortnite fam, how can you not be hyped seeing this? I mean, all these players come out. This is the upper bracket.
Yeah, it's upper bracket. What about lower bracket? Like, how do you lower bracket? I wanna know that. I really wanna know that.
I feel a vivid. As I kind of start to think back to the game, right? As I focus in on like having a good time, like wait a minute, the game feels like there's one thing that's super important. It's having a game plan.
Yeah, absolutely. And it feels like everybody up there on the stage has a game plan because we kind of talked about the qualification process for this LAN. We talked about how everybody had to place well to get here, and I feel like it's kind of showing in all of those interviews. Like it's just confidence.
I'm vibing with that background music, you know.
It definitely does kind of change when
It's kind of,
change up the format, right? We have
it's kind of vibey,
format,
you know.
but the lobby is never going to look the same in each and every single one of these days. So I feel like in terms of preparation, right, day one duos are going to be feeling so good because they have to just straight up prepare for whatever lobby they have set forth in front of them, where we can't really see those.
Yeah, I want to change my clothes. Wait.
Right? If we take a look at how Veno and Curve actually won their FNCS on the NAC region, dude, they were 10th going into day number 2, and then they ended up winning, right?
Yeah, okay.
Back foot of Veno just doing all of that preparation in between, but you don't have the opportunity to do something like that here.
It's interesting that you say that though, because at the
If that more comes out, I'll.
waiting to see who the
Why more? You mean are you talking about that trophy emote?
play again tomorrow. There's already kind of drop maps getting formed, ideas of where duos might be dropping, but it all depends on how today plays out.
Absolutely.
absolutely. And of course, so many other duels as we're seeing. I mean, Jet is looking fantastic. And I mean, you guys said it for a moment. Obviously, we're in Germany. Let Gabi talk to him. No reason. You know, there is so much hype being in this environment.
Ah, yeah, maybe it will come. Who knows? Sure, I also don't know if it come. If it will come or not. I don't know about that because there's nothing in the files about like you know
the all spawn situation or how they need to feel comfortable that they are going to land first and have a big
there's nothing in the files talking about that emote. So yeah, maybe it will can come. Maybe it will come. Maybe not.
they dedicated it to the other game.
Yeah, they have the drop map. They have it right in front of them. The thing I'm thinking is, you know, we had the practice matches, but you don't want to leak your strats in a practice match when the real deal is happening tomorrow. So now today, I'm curious to see how these kind of game plans unfold. Will we actually see QTAKS contest Peterbot? Will we see Sky and Scroll to the same strat? Only time will tell.
Well, time it is because
Time is time, bro. Time.
game number 1 is ready. So let's kick it on over to the casters. It's Jacob PR and the best taco.
We are here. This is the moment we've been waiting months for.
Yeah.
Major 1 Summit Land from 75 teams.
Actually, not months, but yeah.
For over $1 million in prize money, but the top 15 spots go to the global championship.
The way I see it, Jacob, today is basically bonus Fortnite Nation, and I am all for it, okay? Because we know.
Okay, game 1 start. Game 1. Oh, wonky.
Dusseldorf, our first opportunity to really gather what is actually going to pan out here across the minimap. Jacob, we've heard so many rumors, we've seen so many shakeups, and yet here today, it's time to figure it all out.
Yeah, for months you've heard QTAKS and Higgs, Peterbot, Poyo, the rivalry for so long. They said, no, we're going over towards Scribbly Shores. QTAKS is claiming, hey, we've had enough of going against Peterbot and Poyo on their terms. Now it is our terms. It's now going to be under their own conditions. But we've also seen, we heard our analysts talk about it as well. In some of those practice games, QTAKS and Higgs actually went back to Wonky Land, and we're seeing it again. QTAKS and Higgs
Oh.
to the drop spot. They know the best.
They already.
They're not looking to try and drop it. Squibbly Shores not here in game 1, but they're still going to have to contend with some other opponents because now you're on home turf. But check it out. Shashatini more than expectant of this shakeup, and that is why they've already been sure to prepare for it. Darman Devish as well, just off in the distance over towards Toy Box Stocks. It's going to get very rocky very soon for some of these teams, though.
Yeah, and you can already see Shark and Teeny.
Okay.
For the most part, it seems like they're going to split it. But QTAKS and Higgs, they're fast right out of the gates. They're pushing on over to the north side of Wonky, taking that loot, and eventually will fall back. But there's contested fights
Pablo.
over here in game 1.
Pablo.
Another one in the feed. I did see Mini Prio go down.
Pablo.
Wasn't Havoc here with Pablo Wingoose. You got to imagine, where else did they drop? Because they're not in the minimap.
Chino and Pablo, though, they don't seem to really be all that minding of it. They're more than content to just keep gathering whatever they can find here at Sandy Strip. They know that.
Oh, Canada also landed there. Okay, I don't know about that.
But it's no real surprise to see that
I'm on a city.
so sweet. Chap trying to escape over by New Sanctuary. Things have gone awry because Flixie, he's already been knocked, so now Chap has to play for the recovery.
Yeah, they're already kind of searching where that actual elimination
Oh, what happened?
as well. It's actually going to be Flixie on top of the mountain.
Ah.
You can see him battling in another 2v1
Oh my god. No.
Unfortunately, even if you win out with the first
Okay, fight Canada ne.
some third-party action taking place if the time to elimination isn't fast enough. And even then, you never really know what to expect because so many teams are looking for that surprise factor. But Higgs, QTAKS, drawing things back.
Oh.
They're waiting. They're trying to make the approach. They've sniffed out this little bit of a lurk opportunity here. Shark gonna make sure.
Oh, no, fight.
Wants to ensure that he can back up Teeny if necessary. Overdrive grenade just to get a little bit of the movement effects here, but they've still
Ah, he got hit by Shark, right? Oh my.
Yeah, Shark and Higgs trading shots very, very quickly. You can even see from underneath, Teeny trying to join the mix, but there's a little bit of a health advantage here for Clicks and Higgs, and right now it looks like they are trying to be the aggressors in this fight. We've talked almost all morning long. Will they split it? Where will Clicks and Higgs go? They're going back to Wonky Land, and they're hoping to wipe out Shark and Teeny. And right now, down below, Shark and Teeny relatively healthy, a couple of missing item slots, and really, really low on materials.
And you just know that this is more than just a drop spot on the line here, Jacob. This is who's going to strike first and win with their pride. Clicks, Higgs, they're not looking to fold under pressure.
Oh my, I thought.
Teeny, they knew that this was going to likely be taking place here today, but both of these duos, all they realistically need, 1-2 solid lobbies out of our 6.
Oh yeah.
The longer this one goes,
Oh yeah.
inside of the house, but Acorn and Bolts towards the north, Darman Demas.
Come on, we need to see that fight, bro.
They can all eventually look on over
We need to watch that fight.
but Taco, the EUFNCS champs, Sky and Scroll. You probably know
Holy.
them a little bit more than I do, but I just remember a few years ago, these guys just kind of showing up on the map, the top of the leaderboard. People didn't believe in them, but man, has everything changed this weekend.
We'll get a chance to check back in with them shortly, because right now it's all about what Cole's been cooking, and right now it's Minifio on the ropes. Cole
Holy.
over, just fully boxes him up and finds that first elimination here, really trying to get some momentum building. And Cole, he said it himself in that pre-game interview, Jacob. He's ready to show what he can do.
Oh, Peterball, what is he doing? Oh, I'm Peterball.
Wait a minute. We heard the talk. Are you going to contest us? We figured out as the game's going on. And Poyo are slowly making their way up towards the north. We see
Is that Yuma?
They're looking for eliminations here, and they did get that mythic.
Are they fighting with Asian people? Oh nah. They're fighting with Asians. Like what? Are they Yuma? Oh my. Oh my. Oh my Yuma. Yo. Yo, that. Oh my god. That's crazy. Bro, Yuma killed Peterball. Oh yeah. No way. Oh no way.
Yeah, the only saving grace he has now is multiple teams look at third and fourth party in this situation.
Papadaudu.
Yuma and Poyo have a little bit of an opportunity.
Is Kara there?
But what they're waiting for here is for the two duos to actually start to fight it out. Until that happens, Taco, they really have little control over their game, because if they try to
Oh my god. Kami Tetana.
try to play aggressive.
All I can think about is what took place at Globals, Jacob. When we saw Peterbot in that game one, he made the aggressive effort against Victor V, got put down, and it definitely made a serious impact for the rest of those matches. Will that happen here?
Wow.
Reliving the past moments, but only Poyo can really save him in this one.
Yeah, and you got a huge shout out to
Bro.
That is not an easy elimination there. That's not an easy player to take down, especially when you had already lost Koyota. You're by yourself, back up against the wall. If Yuma went down, he's spending 20 or so minutes watching his screen trying to figure out what happened. But big boys make big boy plays, and Yuma is looking to stay alive.
I like this, though. Definitely a bit of a 180 from
Bro, what?
a little bit northwest of where Acorn
I think I need to move my camera to the other side, right? Yeah, okay. No, it's better.
I'm very excited to see what exactly he's been stratting out, because every single one of these teams here today has just been anticipating some kind of bamboozlement. Nobody feels safe. Nobody feels secure in their original strategies. You've got the counter strat for the counter strat for the counter strat, and now we get to see it all come to fruition.
Yep, now looking at Swizzy and Pixie. An interesting moment coming into this. Pixie, knowing he has a global champion by his side in Swizzy. When it comes to Dark Dominion, Taco, you don't see too many, when it's uncontested, players leave Dark Dominion early. They build this surge base here. Swizzy's going to be responsible for a lot of their early game damage. Meanwhile, Pixie, he's farming up extra
Oh,
material.
Poyo trying to reboot
So that way, if they have to stay their welcome in the zone, it's not a worry.
more concern currently. Trying to see if he can make a play for the reboot. Is anybody close enough to try and gauge some warning shots towards Peterbot? The moment that he begins to glide down, but kind of reflecting back, I think that's where Pete is really going to have to reconsider when to hit the brakes. I understand you get that isolation, you put Yuma into a position where it should realistically just be a clean wipeout, but that's just
Hey, what about Yuma?
the case.
Did he reboot Carter?
How to fight their way to this competition.
Yeah, and it seems like it's not only Peterbot faced with early game trouble. You see Venno gliding down. You see the gray pistol in his inventory. So he just got rebooted as well. So not only all time, but we have the current NA FNC as champions with a few early game struggles. But at least Taco, they got the reboots back. The only big question for them is what is it going to be when Storm Surge pops?
Oh yeah, bro, Storm Surge. I forgot about that. They need to get more kills.
Working on that reason 1v1 map, getting in those creative sessions. Practice is everything, but now you need to put it into reality. And for right now, you don't actually have to enter an exchange with Pablo or you have to go on Panzer, but the tides could change.
Vico.
Yeah, as long as they have enough gold, they already have control over the vending machine towards
Vico.
So when it comes to the zone, it's not necessarily going to be a worry for the next two. Vico and Malibuca quick to rotate, though. We know they're landing over towards that Frigid Fortress, the actual main POI, so they're going to get majority of that loot. But instead of staying up there and getting early game surge on players like iDrop, Marius, Minute, Salco, the contested fight, even Noah, Riley, and Reason, they went ahead and rotated towards the south early. And you're seeing a few teams do that compared to online leading up to this. A lot of them would kind of stay in the zone, especially if they had those extra movement abilities.
Vico's got no reason to be nervous, though. He's just got to remember who he is, and it's crazy to think about that they've sort of
Super and Rick.
as a team favorite. I think that there's just so many stars.
If you guys don't know, like I tell you this story, like Rich is the best controller player in this planet. I think new people into this game don't know about that, but yeah, he's the best control player in the world. Oh my. Minipio.
Try to fight a disadvantage 2v2. He immediately tried to rotate on.
Hey, Minipio got selected for Summit? Really? I don't know about that.
Love the fact that Focus and Thomas, though, have just fully infiltrated what I believe is the leftovers of Sky and Scroll's initial surge base.
I remember like මගේ පරණ live streams වලදී ඔයගොල්ලෝ බලන් හිටියා නම් මම oh my Lex and Hex holy මේගොල්ලෝ තාම fight.
And see if they can get a clear elimination spree against this duo, but it's just not going to be easy because Sharktini, they're the ones that are actually underneath on the surge threshold. They're forced to
Whoa.
that he needs to be quick on his feet. He's got to try and find some consistency here. Maybe he can chop out the floor, maybe he can break into the box, but 1 versus 2 can always be dangerous.
Yeah, and Shark is somebody when he plays online. There's a
Oh yeah, Clicks health. It's not good. Okay.
They're above that damage threshold. They're just trying to keep them out. Wait for the time
Holy.
Storm Surge actually activates because when it does,
He hit 50. No.
wait for that. Teeny is down. Higgs gets that first elimination. We thought maybe they could split it, but Clicks and Higgs don't want to. And now they realize Shark's by himself. 2v1 situation. They have options here, Taco. Do you disengage or do you go for the eliminations? And right now, it's looking like they walk both of those.
Shark, you've been
Oh shit.
done it so many times in the past on your region, but here in a LAN environment, things are
Oh. Oh yeah. He's cooked, bruh. I mean, he's cooked. Oh, no. Oh, Shark dead. Oh my god, he giving an L. Oh my god, he giving an L. He giving that shitty ass L, bro. Oh my god. Hammara hudu.
led by Ventaco. It's a 2v1. It's lights out.
Holy abra.
Clicks and Higgs needed. You're trying to establish dominance off rip, and that's sending a very clear message. But for Tyler and Chance, a lot
Oh, they 100 below. Oh yeah, they're in. They're there. They are there. Yeah.
Darkos have no issues fighting out, because they'll be able to claim one elimination in all that mess.
Yeah, you don't necessarily see where the other teams or players are at in terms of that Storm Surge leaderboard, but if you're a team like Minori and Darkos, you're above that damage threshold deep in the zone, and a team is just trying to bulldoze into your box, that is a
Oh,
huge
Peterborough and oh shit.
perfectly as we rotate out of Dark Dominion. You see players rotate through the top, but right here, Veno and Curve knowing the map perfectly, they go right underneath and they try to take those tunnels.
Tunnels can be dangerous, though. You have to remember, there's usually going to be at least a solo, possibly even a duo trying to camp these out. It's an affair that Swizzy and Pixie are all too familiar with, and I'm sure Veno, he's definitely been strategizing, definitely been trying to factor in every single possibility, but as the zones close in, as some of these teams get more and more desperate, Furious duo in a spot of trouble here. Night
Oh, they're 28 below.
they're trying to see if they can apply some pressure to look like Chap and Flixie, but they're still sitting just underneath that threshold. A singular tag would do it, but
Oh my.
everybody is just refusing to budge, even the other duos that are in danger.
Almost makes you wonder how many players at this edge of the
Really?
zone continues to pull towards the north are below
Oh my.
when it comes to that damage threshold. 1 second you
The Vanderbilt is crazy. Ah, no, no, it's below. No. Two above. Okay, 22 above. 22 above, right? Yeah. No, 92 below. Oh, shit. Oh, that's crazy. Oh, Peterborough? Yeah, what about oh.
The reboot has been a success up until this stage, Jacob. Now Pete from 6 zone onwards has to try and fare as a solo. And with
No, what happened to? Oh, nah, yeah, nah. Pete there. Yeah, Pete Cook, bang. Pete Cook. Where Pete Cook?
Yeah, basically needs a full elimination here, worth of damage, no extra heals, and you can see his material.
Oh my, okay. No! Oh my god, why? Shit. Oh, mini P is still live.
Especially since they had that tunnel position control and now getting to excellently take out some of those teams that were a little bit more scuffed in that.
I don't know for some reason, like, I don't know what happened to Pete, but now he look kind of, you know, he looks like a bot player, you know. Hey, what happened to Yuma? I'm still curious about that. Oh, 53 below. 34 below. 8 below.
They're still 8 below that damage threshold, but these guys are experts. They know these single-digit numbers is not a reason to get desperate. You can find damage all along the way, and that is their plan. From point A to point B, they're trying to elevate themselves on top.
Nah, oh, 14.
Once more, but Pablo and Chino are doing their best to get high ground.
It's insane, though, just how quickly that surge threshold can turn against you. And Pablo, Chino, they're still sitting at just 75 below, but when they base all the way up towards the high ground, they'll have a better opportunity to try.
Oh, nah.
They're looking to make the chop, they're looking to go up. They want to see if they can
Click shop kara. What the fuck? Oh my. Oh my.
Yeah, some people would say
Nah.
8 zone might be too early to take that high ground, but Clicks and Higgs, that's something that's been their game game plan since the NA Central FNCS. They did all that damage. They disrupted everything, but it's them on top of the castle. They already have 2 elims, and when you look at their loadout, from the slap pizza to the medkits, they have 2 different win conditions.
They've got all sorts of tools at their disposal, but whether or not teams are going to look to challenge here.
Oh my. Oh, he's got tagged by, you know, tagged by, I don't know what the fuck is his name? Oh my.
Going to be spent at a cost here. Cold and rapid, seemingly pinpointed this solo operation.
Oh, and Malabuka's daring. He tries to go ahead and get aggressive on the Cold and Rapid. Saw that one coming, immediately answered defensively, and now they're peeking over the top. Do we have high ground? Is it worth it to invest?
Yeah,
I
it
think it is, yes, or at least for
it
now.
is, yeah.
Agers, Ritual, they're in the rings waiting to try to, for a moment like that, to strike on.
There's no any big names, right? Click's still here. Click's and Higgs still alive, and Pablo still alive. Oh, Higgs dead. Higgs also died? Oh yeah, I think yeah. Oh, Pablo dead too.
That's another solo player out, so that's placement points going in. Agers is knocked. Ritual realized that can't be the hero. He's just trying to stay in the zone long enough to try to get the materials, but I don't think he had the chance. Fox is going to get that elimination. Noah Riley trying to do the same thing. The last of the heals, though, as the Chug runs out, but they're still running outside of zone. That elimination onto Ritual that he just got is going to give him the siphon, so he can make his way back into the zone with Reed and Cooper.
But Cooper, Reed, they've got a little bit of advantage here now. They know that this is only Noah Riley.
Oh.
Cooper with 3. Reed has 2 as well. Rapid and Cold, though, still in full control of the high ground. And with the way that the zone has pulled
Yeah, Cold. I think Cold la win karaya. May round again.
down below, Cold and Rapid also continuing to apply so much steady pressure. They've got the floater Remus grenades if they need them. And Acorn, unfortunately, he's got to do it all his own.
Yeah, and at this stage of the game, top 8, you got 5 players running around as solos. At least half of the placement points have been awarded. So this is the stage in the game where you really become a difference maker. As Darm picks up that elimination on him.
Oh my.
Using the last of his heals. He's just trying to scrape together any extra placements. Maybe a free shot from the backside.
Oh. 40. Oh my, 72 points. Oh my. 6 kills. Reed and Cooper has 6 kills. But they have score. Oh my god. Oh.
They make a desperate attempt to go outside of the zone and pick up the materials, but Rapid and Cold, they see how weak they are. They're dropping down from above. They're trying to keep the win condition intact, but he gets sent flying up. Rapid blocks it with a ram.
Oh yeah.
Gets the down. 2v1 situation here. Panzer, Cold,
Nice. Oh no. Nice. Oh my. Cold Vinkara game 1. Nice, nice. Yeah. GG.
That was an absolute masterclass in the high ground. Stand up so Dusseldorf can see.
Huh?
Do you know that the time was... So Rapid, how did you make that call?
That might have been the easiest lobby ever.
Do you think that people just
Easiest lobby.
challenge on height anymore? Because you had it for like 3 zones unchallenged.
I mean, yeah, nothing they could do.
Nothing they could do. You make the drop down, you're up against Yapko and Panzer in that 2v2 situation. Who's making the call to go upwards and try and get that shot? Because you were flying Cold.
Oh,
It's kind of both of our call, you know, like we knew that we needed the kill points, and that's exactly what we did.
You got so many
Yeah.
eliminations in that game. So from here onwards, 5 more games to make it out of the upper bracket. You're not going to play it safe, are you?
No, we're not.
I can't wait to see even more eliminations from you guys. Do you own the high ground now? Do you own it?
Of course. I own every kind of ground.
Well, these
Oh my
guys
god.
found that victory royale a little bit too easy. So let's see if any of the duos can make it tricky after the break.
බලමු. Two-minute break. Guys, ඔගොල්ලෝ Twitch එකෙන් බලනවා නම් ඔයගොල්ලන්ට ගන්න පුළුවන් මේ එකක් drop එකක්. මතක තියාගන්න. Can get this from from Twitch. You just need to watch that's it. What uppercut live stream में clicks के lock in bro. Genshin, okay, I see.
Wait, Idris and Rich had a good game.
Sorry. Wait, I want to change my skin again. Yeah, here, come here. Yeah. Oh, what the hell? Hi, Vinchan. Yeah. Another one inside the hoodie, guess. Huh? No, huh? Yeah, here. Another one here. And this guy here. Yeah. Hi. Nice. Huh. Yay, okay.
That's crazy. The weather change here in Germany. Suddenly a cold front's coming in.
Ah.
That's right. It happened.
Back.
I cannot believe this just happened. Game number 1. Cold and Rapid come out.
You cannot believe, really.
And man, a big change in strategy too. We look up, it's like, what the heck? Cold and Rapid are up on the high ground. For anybody that doesn't typically watch NA, man, usually you can find these guys mid-ground, low-ground, kind of feeling comfortable down there. But you heard them after that game. They were like, yeah, man, we kind of just sent it.
Yeah, and he said it was free too, which is the most interesting part. I mean, if we looked before that, there were so many height retakes. They just took it at that perfect moment, and I mean, it was just playing it by the book after that. But not only did they secure a nice clean win, look at the amount of eliminations that Cold is just picking up back to back to back. These AR shots do not miss.
Back to 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 back.
Picking up all of those eliminations, and we were kind of jumping around from POV to POV when we were watching Height kind of get crazy, right? When we saw like 4 different teams kind of find themselves up on the high ground over the course of what was that, like 60 seconds. the material counts for all of those teams were just so shambles that they had no chance to actually hold it for the rest of the game. So when you tune into a team like Cold and Rapid, and they are picking up those eliminations, they are picking up those refreshes, they're picking up those extra materials, they are in a healthy enough spot to actually go for the high ground and hold it, and that is exactly what they did.
Absolutely crazy stuff out of Cold and Rapid. Remember, we just need to be in the top 25 to secure ourselves a spot in on Sunday for finals. And after this game, I feel like we are looking really, really good. I can't wait to see the standings as well, because remember, all of these dudes are thinking the same thing. We just need that good game. We need to make sure we're keeping up in the top 25. But seriously, Cold and Rapid, what the heck? I love that you kind of call out. What are they doing on high ground? What's crazy too is even looking in for a moment there, Clicks and Higgs decide, hey, we're going to go for this height. And everyone in the lobby was like, hey, don't let that happen up there. What are we doing?
No, Clicks and Higgs actually had a very good approach to that. High ground Ritter was like, oh my gosh, they're getting a free chop. They get the chop. The high ground team's kind of falling down. They had no mats. They were just like that close from actually stealing away the high ground. But unfortunately, yeah, the lobby was like, well, no, we're not going to let that happen.
Not today. Well, look, guys, after that last win, guess what? We've got a listen in from that moment. Take a look.
Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna talk to you in a sec. You're not really connected by much. I should have probably connected to you nice.
Oh my.
If you see a map, I'll make sure you comment.
You literally just gotta make sure we're like, we're up here. I could miss this. We could jump down to the side of the hill and get a little bit closer to them. Think we should. Think that
Yeah, do it.
Yeah, I'm missing this. I'm gonna go down. You don't have. You can stay up if you want. You can stay up.
I like that.
Yeah. 51, 51. Yeah, I'm gonna try. Nice.
Baby,
Let's fucking go, baby. Come on, let's go.
That's a Hina calm, right? Like, yeah.
Was feeling, and I mean, look, they were excited, but it looked like it was just another day in the
Yeah, it's very like a normal, yeah.
Confidence is there. We heard it in the pre-game interview, and now
So
closing it out. Look,
very calm, very calm conversation. The very calm conversation.
Teams that were in that final zone land at the northeast side of the map. We had a northeast zone.
Put that out there. All right, let's take a
Why does he look like that person, the person that, like, I cannot say that name, but how could we introduce him? Like, the person that name start with H, who born in German, I guess, yeah. That German. No. Who again? රැවුලක් දැමන චු රැවුලක් දැමන පොන්න තියෙන විදියට ඌ වගේ. I think he's German, right? I think he's German. That's why he had that kind of look, I'm not being racist, but yeah, that's my my honest opinion. Okay, that's my honest. Yeah.
Clean shots from both of them to go ahead and secure the second place. And in the mix, we also see Hero off in the distance. Hold up,
Hero. 8X FNCS champs as a duo, but yeah, Yapko Panzer, they were out of match. They made the aggressive play, and it worked. I was getting a little nervous for Cold there when the initial shot from Panzer came through, but in the end, Cold Rapid did take the win. But hey, second place. Kicking things off as a reminder, it is top 25 to move on to Sunday, so all of these teams we just saw are looking incredibly strong.
That's right, man. Every single interaction is going to matter, right? We only have 6 games to end in the top 25, and as you kind of called out, we saw Hero from Middle East in that moment.
Camera?
A solo, mind you. In the chaoticness that is this crazily stacked lobby, Hero shows up big and clutches.
Yeah, I mean, you got to be feeling good after a game like that for all of these teams that are picking up just so many points. Be curious to do some math over the course of the day.
Oh my.
Some expectations for what top 25 will actually look like. But yeah, game 1 right here coming out of the gate swinging. It might just be the only game some of these teams really need to actually get enough points.
Yeah, a lot of the pressure is lifted after that for these teams.
Yeah, a lot of French Jones, yeah.
I know FKS Hero, they're happy they switched to South Latte landing for this day. The question is, I mean, FKS Hero aren't contested, but for example, Cold Rapid are. So now they have kind of that freedom that lifted pressure to play a bit more aggressive now.
I will say though,
Yeah.
we're kind of expected, like you said, to be contested. I don't think they were that game. They did actually take advantage of some of the contestation that's kind of going on towards Sandy. That's where they picked up some of their early elims,
Booyah,
some of that early surge.
crowd එක සෙල්ලන්නේ යා.
Snowball into the end game. So keep an eye on the early game towards that way.
And I do just have to wonder, obviously this being the first game in this environment for many of these teams, maybe it's their first time. There's a lot of jitters, right? When you kind of get put in this situation, you're not at home in the comfort of your home, the comfort of your setup. You know, you don't have your shoes kicked off. You don't have your desk a certain way, right? Your monitors. This is a completely different environment. So, you know, this being game number one, I'm just going to chalk this up to like, hey, just let's get game number one out of the way.
My
Now
God.
we can kick things off crazy.
Flashbang එකක්
The
ගැව්වා.
big team that I'm looking at in terms of the pressure, the nerves, perhaps, it's Sharkantini. They were contested at Wonky Land by Clicks and Higgs, and this is a team that they have what it takes. They've proven that they have what it takes, but I'm sensing a bit of that pressure. I'm sensing a bit of those LAN nerves. Now, the good news for Sharkantini is that they have all, you know, upper bracket to play out, get top 25, and then if they make it through, they have a whole other 8 matches on Sunday to truly show what they're capable of.
Yeah, I mean, one of the big talking points over towards Wonky Lane was confidence levels. I mean, Clicks and Higgs, for whatever reason, played this long game, kind of talking about, hey, we're not even going to be landing Wonky. And then, boom, surprise, they're here. And now Sharkantini might be kind of caught off guard because we could see in that early game how much respect they actually gave towards the way of Clicks and Higgs. Like, at one point, we were kind of looking around, it was like, wait, whoa. Are Sharkantini even land in Wonky? They did eventually land, but they took, like, such little loot that Clicks and Higgs were kind of given almost the entire POI for free.
It's crazy too how long I felt like that fight went on, right? Like, you know, we saw these practice games. Don't want to like, you know, dig too much into those, but we saw this go a certain way, and to see like this super long, we're in the zone, and even in that situation where Shark was by himself, it's like, oh man, you know, like it's, you know, let's close it up. Shark's like, oh hey Higgs, go down to 3.
චිකනුත් කම මේ හන්දක් ගේන්න පුළුවන්ද?
It's funny when we were watching
මම
that.
ලයිව් එකකින් ඉන්න එක.
Telling me he's like,
මට මෙහෙම කන්න බෑ.
taking a little too long. Like this fight has
Please.
out too long. I'm like,
I want that.
10 minutes ago, right? Like they've been here way too long. This is not finishing. So the pressure, you know, it might be on both ends, but Clicks Higgs are definitely looking more confident for now.
Obviously, one of the big talking points coming into this weekend was the NA on NA action. One of those instances, of course, was Cooper and Reet versus Aiders and Ritual. They did not fight in the early game, but we actually see both of those teams find themselves in the top 10, right? Cooper and Reet in 4th place right there. Aiders and Ritual in 7th place. So, honestly, I feel like both teams potentially kind of feeling comfortable splitting that split job up towards the north side of the map. I know Reet and Cooper were kind of talking about it. Hey, you know, if the day is going bad for either one of us, I'm expecting the fight to be taken by maybe somebody, but I don't really expect it to happen, right?
I mean, I don't know. Time will tell. What I'm seeing is a lot of NA teams on that top 10, top 5 on the leaderboard. So I'm curious to see if that trend's going to continue.
Sorry guys, I'm meeting my dinner over.
Things mix up a little bit as the day goes on.
Absolutely, and I wanted to focus here on Cammy and Hari, right? We saw them for a little bit, right? Back on height. Tokata, you were saying, wait a minute, is this a blast of the past or what?
Look, if I was a couple years ago and I'm, you know, sitting down and I hear you come and tell me, hey, you know, 2026, we're at an international event. It's Cammy Hari. They win the first game on high ground. I mean, there's a duo. You know, Cammy has already been ahead of the meta, but it was more a low ground team you would expect. But now recently in 2026, especially going to duos, we have seen them play a bit more high ground. We have seen them play a bit more aggressive. If you think back to Cammy and Seti, they haven't been the strongest fighters. And now I am seeing a lot more confidence with this duo.
Yeah, you're talking about kind of controlling the high ground, but any single time we see one of our duos kind of take high ground around 8th zone, anytime we kind of tune into POV, immediately turn your eyes to their material account, which is exactly what I did right here when it was the case of Cammy and Hari, because yeah, they had high ground. They had 30 builds to work with. Like, you're in 8th zone, you got so much more Fortnite to play after that. There's no way you can kind of continue throughout the rest of the end game with that material count. You're going to have to make something happen, which is why I'm always a big fan of judging any of those type of plays where the early high ground takes kind of happen.
You take height with that low math, it's kind of an all or nothing. You got to get a refresh then and there because you're not going to be able to keep building out. You're not going to get forward height. Like, you are all or nothing in those moments, and the amount of teams that tried taking height after that, not only Clicks Higgs, it was just back to back until eventually Cold and Rapid at the perfect moment took it, and they had a good amount of materials, so it was a pretty, you know, by the book cleanup.
Yeah, what's interesting too is remember, like, obviously when we launch these things, there is an overarching meta, right? But then the moment we not even just summit, right? It doesn't matter what stage of the competition is. There's always a meta within that meta that develops. It's interesting that, like, even in this game one, that high ground, no one was willing to just let it go. How many times have we seen just like, oh, hey, a team just showed up and on high ground and they've just been up there. We keep saying the same thing. Hey guys, let's look up, but hit the summit. Everyone's like, whoa, whoa, whoa. I'm just gonna peek up. Someone's up there. Let me just help that out.
Yeah, I mean, the end games obviously are going to play out extremely differently from game to game. I do want to kind of turn our conversation over to the early game. Obviously, we did talk a little bit about Wonky Lane, right? We got Clicks and Higgs versus Sharkatini. Obviously, because Clicks and Higgs are landed over there at Wonky Lane, guess who's going to be uncontested? Peterbot and Playo over at Squibbly. With that being said, right, they want to be uncontested. They don't want to take that early fight off spawn, that is. Early fights are kind of their bread and butter. You can see they're kind of pushing around the map, but I feel like they kind of got humbled a little bit that game.
Look, I'm going to shout out my man, Levin2K here, because we were talking to Pete yesterday, and there's this thing that, you know, happens every now and then. Pete gets really confident. He goes in quickly to try and get a and then he has to heal up. Pollo makes it there. They take the fight again, and they win it. You know, there's pretty standard. They get a bunch of eliminations over time, but you're in an international event. I mean, if you go down, you can see it kind of just sets you up for a staggered situation. Zone pulled, you know, east from them after that. I think you got to kind of just, you know, focus up, take the competition a bit more seriously.
Interesting stuff. I'm actually curious. You guys kind of talked about this early game and, you know, Clicks and Higgs versus Sharkatini. We actually have elicited from the beginning of the game. Let's take a look.
It's a keyboard player. We're double scroll wheel. Yeah. They have to side kick us, so they guarantee lose. Yeah. I'm trying to think, bro. Why are they doing this?
Bro, because they want to have a good game one.
I don't think they landed here, bro.
I didn't see them, bro. Oh, God, I didn't.
I saw one short, but it could have been for jungle.
I'm going to throw a fake shock.
Okay.
Ready?
Yeah, go.
Stay crouched.
40 cracked. No, not cracked.
Oh my god, fake shock. Well,
nice, coming. Teeny, come King Shark.
Just so crazy. I love, again, this is like what's the best part of the lane is immediately getting to hear directly from the players. Even in that moment, right? Like, what a crazy play. Hey, I'm setting up a fake shock. And you even saw it there. Shark's like, oh, I heard it. Oh, yeah. Oh, wait.
And you got to think, right, for Sharkatini, over the course of the rest of the weekend, they're going to be thinking about the moment. Any single time they hear one of those overdrives go, they're like, wait a minute, I don't know if they're actually...
not buying it.
Yeah, exactly. I think it's also pretty cool that we kind of listened in at a pretty pivotal part of that early game in the sense that Clicks and Higgs were kind of confused as well. They were like, wait a minute, we're like, did they land here? Like, where were they? He was like, oh, I think one landed short. I think one was like over there. So they actually didn't even kind of know what was going on. I mentioned that. I was like, wait a minute, are they even going to land there on them? So Clicks and Higgs were kind of feeling the same sentiment.
I was just as confused because Sharktini had a very similar drop to Demish and Darm, who are, I mean, they're close to Wonky Land, but it's a completely different drop. And they were like on the same height. And I'm like, what's going on here? Like, where are they? It was the same confusion that Clicks and Higgs were having. But then the fight ended up staggering a lot. But as we saw, that overdrive play, I mean, that worked incredibly well. It got them a pick. They were put in a 2v1, and Higgs did get dropped to maybe like 5-10 HP, but in the end, they won the fight, and that's truly what matters.
Absolutely. So, guys, what do you think? Again, we're just trying to be the top 25. We're trying to be the upper half of the lobby after these 6 games, 5 more. What do we need to change for game number 2?
I mean, for a lot of these teams, it's got to be the early game. Obviously, we've talked a lot about the teams who kind of found success during that game, but I feel like when we jumped into the game and watched for like a minute, there was like 90 players alive super fast, which means that basically 5 teams instantly went down, which is kind of to be expected because we know that there is a lot of teams that are kind of contesting each other around the map. The approach to the early game is going to be the difference for a lot of these teams.
Well, it's time to see if they can make those adaptations. Again, this is game number 2. Nobody freak out. I'll do it for you. Casters, over to you.
Hey, game 1 did not disappoint. That is for sure, Jacob. I mean, I know that we were definitely expecting to see a little bit of those drawn-out fights, the original starting points getting a little shaky, but it's going to be an uphill battle for some of these teams already.
Yeah, you kind of look at the Clicks and Shark fight over at Wonky Land. Even though Clicks didn't have the most phenomenal performance, they outplayed Shark and Teeny. Can that repeat? Game 2 is here, so let's jump right in.
Give me like a second.
As each game passes, you kind of have to look at your spot on that leaderboard. We know it's top 25 that get that qualification to Championship Sunday, and the bottom 25 have to do it again tomorrow. So you don't need to win every single game. You just need to do good enough.
For Muzz Sphinx, all they really want to win right now is the off-spawn contention. Nebs, Nathan, though, a little bit faster to the punch, but not going to be able to connect the shots. No lineup. Muzz skirting off into the building. We'll be able to gather some resources. So these two are going to have to meet head-on at a later point.
Yep. For now, it's just kind of load up, give ourselves a little bit of a fair fight. Chap, Flixie, Romero and his duo. This is something that we caught very, very early on. I believe it was Chap that was able to get both of those eliminations, and then we saw him down later because of the third parties. And now it goes, they both grab their respective floor loadout, and it's Flixie that gets the best of Romero first.
Some tough breaking point right now for the Argentinians. Lewa going to be left to try and pick up the pieces here, but for Chap, he's now going to look to just prioritize keeping a little bit of a lockdown position here. They don't want to let Lewa escape. They would obviously love to have some more elimination points if possible, and not only that, but you got to keep your head on a swivel in these lobbies. You can never stop anticipating a third party intervening.
Yeah, just all these contested fights all over the map. I saw some action going down in the feed as well for Latte. That's not too far away from here. But Yapko, Panzer, Jonas, Fellows, they're the ones across from each other. And another one of those contested fights where, yes, they can go ahead and play aggressive towards one another, but in the early portions of this, they will at least want to give themselves a loadout so they're not playing mostly on luck.
That's on back.
This is a much worse position for Jonas and for Los, because you have to remember, Yapko, Panzer, they've already had one solid lobby, and in a 6-game format for top 25, most of the heavy lifting has been completed. So now, for Los and Jonas, they're going to be stuck having to try and escape, stay out of Panzer and Yapko's line of sight. But Shartini, they're looking to get more aggressive right from the start. They have gotten their revenge here in this second lobby.
I wish Zeke would have asked them what they need to do different, because it feels like they did exactly that. In game one, we saw them fly high. They didn't go to the closest drop marker down below, and that made it late to take over Wonky Land. This time around,
Oh my.
they went ahead and pushed the fight over to Clicks and Higgs.
Oh, he's down.
Clicks in a 2v1.
Oh, Clicks dead too. I think. Oh, Clicks died too. Oh my god.
Look, I understand that Teeny is definitely
Wait, what happened to? Oh, no, Poe is still alive. I thought Poe down.
Sometimes you just gotta let Shark's natural instincts take over. That upfront and aggressive close combat sort of style is definitely going to work out in their favor, because Clicks and Higgs, we even heard it in their call out briefly before this matchup started. They were expecting them to play it much more passive. They know that all you need is 1-2 good lobbies and you're through the top 25, and you don't want to be watching if you're Clicks and Higgs currently, because Sharktini, how many times have you seen them contested at Wonky Land? It's been happening all season long, Jacob, and sure, that was just in the EU department, but even at a global level, preventing Sharktini from converting an off spawn into a top 5 finish, I would be a little worried about that.
Yeah, and you can kind of see right here, Vico Malbuka, Frigid Fortress. Wondering maybe, where did Vico get that elimination while uncontested? Well, Taco actually took down Agers from Frigid Fortress, really playing a role in that fight. Noah Riley's going to go down. Razan's going to be by himself. 1v2 situation. Well, let's see how good his practice map actually is.
Reason he's doing what he can to try and get away, but Veloz looking to chase this one out. They need some kind of recovery point, but Reason, he might be running straight into the heart of where Yapko is currently based up, but Veloz might be forced to give up the chase. Don't want to expend too many resources too early on, especially when you know that Painted Bombs currently belongs to Panzer and Yapko. The juice just isn't worth the squeeze, so Reason will manage to escape, but it might only be a temporary relief, because Yapko and Panzer, they might have a good idea of where exactly the solo's at.
Yeah, and you just got to be very cognizant of where the zone is actually pulling, because right now, you can kind of see the edge of it, so it seems like it might be pulling away from the northeastern part of the map. Only time will tell. Asayas, Scary, going for a lurk play. They already win their off-spawn fight.
Bro, Peterborough and Poe have need to be locked in, bro.
Them that already have their base secured, so it might not be the best idea. So I do like this out of Sayaz and Scary. Instead of trying to push in a fight that you might not need, they go ahead and disengage and continue their game.
BOT, unfortunately, a victim of Thomas, HD, and Focus. At one elimination, going to try and propel them forward as they're looking to get the secondary component. LB Works just barely managing to get away, but it's only going to be a short-lived instance. Focus and Thomas get a little bit of a run back here to see how exactly that all broke down for BOT, and unfortunately, yeah, Thomas just too quick with it, waiting on that opposite angle.
Yeah, almost makes me wonder, is that a part of their strategy after kind of realizing in game one, we might need to get a little bit more aggressive for Surge, whether it's close range or long range. But Thomas, Focus, from Riptides to that elimination, they're already on the move. Sky and Scroll as well from the north side of Battlewood. They did exactly what Veno said they should have done. Switched up their game plan because what they were doing should not have worked. And now Sky and Scroll, instead of overstaying their welcome at Battlewood Boulevard, they instantly rotate the Dark Dominion.
Already recognized the fact that this lobby is moving at a different pace entirely, and they don't want to be left behind. Staying one step ahead of the pack is always going to be difficult, though, especially with the way
I saw Yuma.
and Aminish. After that first game performance, they found themselves just inside of the top 10, and they're looking to hold on to that position.
Fights don't stop. Chap and Flixie from one to the next. They win their off-spawn fight. And sure, essentially, that new Sanctuary would be uncontested to themselves, but after that, you see them rotating out through the tunnel. They put themselves in a 2v1 situation.
Oh, no.
Only one down below, and there's really no options. They closed off each end, and they're really trying to make their numbers advantage work, pressuring in zone after zone. Nutty's just trying to go ahead and down. This might be his only chance at survival.
Well, Flixie sent a little bit further back than what had originally been intended there, but Chap's still willing to give chase cover and by the top of that tunnel. And that delay for Nutty to slip away. But even still, Jacob, relatively low on materials, doesn't have any metal, needs to get a reboot off for Gabzetta. And there are other teams still looking to try and enter new Sanctuary. And whether or not they're also a team that's hurting for some hard material, looking to try and refarm some of those elements, it's not going to be very easy for Nutty to find this reboot anytime soon.
Yeah, for I like the lack of desperation for that elimination. They say, hey, he's going in new Sanctuary. He's going to have to come out eventually, and they're just going to wait instead of waiting and moving in and possibly getting lurked, just like you see Janice and Cheatin doing here to Controller. Haman, I'm not sure if he's there anywhere nearby, but he desperately needs to get some sort of a signal because they are gearing up right now to break through the wood, land a good shot on a Controller, but he got the signal just a little too late. He's in the box. They're not trying to let him out.
My.
That first knock, that one's going to be easy. Haman is almost nowhere in sight. So for Cheat and Janice, that was a free elimination.
They definitely need to start establishing some territory pretty soon here. Haman, though, stuck inside of their surge base. But if he's that high up, Jacob, you have to wonder how exactly were Cheatin and Giannis able to slip by the watchtower. And now Haman forced to try and figure out, do I stick around? Am I going to be able to disengage? Or will I just be lit up the
සිරාවට එච්චර ශ්‍රේෂ්ඨාව එකක් තියාගෙන මොනවද තොපි කරේ මෝඩයා.
The zone is pulling away from that spot.
Oh, so disappointed, bro.
Everybody will have to go, and he'll get at least a chance at that reboot card. But you can kind of see in
Cold and Rapid here.
Seconds before, he had bandages in there, so you can see they're lacking a ton of loot, and that elimination's got to help them tenfold. Let's jump on our winners of game one, 101 points, Cold and Rapid. They said, hey, this one for them was a little easy. They got high ground.
They have 101 points, so I think that's pretty good. 85 material, like 85 maps, like 85 builds, so yeah.
They just had so much control, and they
Many
never
people
once hesitated with any of their
was it
decisions.
a human quite that's still alive.
Mentality right now, but Yuma, Koyota,
What the fuck is that tunnel, bro?
Fortress could be heating up pretty soon here. Koyota doing what he can to try and stay out of the line of sight there from Vico and Malibuka. You know, they're like to be lurking. Rapid Coldo, they might have just caught Mibia and Pupun completely off guard, completely sandwiching this duo. They're both so low on HP, and Rapid, he knows there's only one good pump shot left to make this elimination happen.
Yeah, Cold, Rapid. It almost feels like they chased these guys down in game one. That's how they're able to get their early surge and eliminations. And they're trying to stick to the game plan. Zone is moving over towards the northwestern
Maybe you're
part of the map.
fighting with
So as soon as they can find this
cold.
elimination here in
Oh my
quarter
god.
half, they won't have much to worry about outside Reed and Cooper. We're at Latte Landing. They know they have their long launch pad then, so they're not in a rush either. And this has kind of been the meta this season. With the shockwaves, with the gauntlets, you can go ahead and travel a long distance in a short time. So you're seeing with the surge changes coming in, more and more teams staying inside of the zone early on.
But the bigger issue that was building there was where Cooper was actually based at. He had the full cutoff point there for Mini PO. He's forcing them to rotate through Painted Palms, and eventually they're going to run straight into where Apko and Panzer were at just to try and evade two other duos. So it's not
Oh,
like
whoa. And Peterbot has search shower.
Peterbot and
That's
Pollo,
good.
they're also taking a little bit more of a scenic tour. They definitely want to start trying to build a little bit more cushion zone in the points department, because 8 is not where we would anticipate to see this duo after that first lobby.
Yeah, and underneath, Venno
Ko and
just
Venno.
rotating on by. I thought for a second maybe they're just lurking around, but nope, you just can't freely pass Peterbot and Pollo when they're that high in the sky. They got a huge vision advantage over everybody else. But Venno and Curve sneaking by, making sure they don't take a single shot
Alex.
of damage up top. Peterbot and Pollo, they're gonna use the fizz, the shockwave. That's how they're going to make it to zone. Alex and Reckless, they moved in from the far eastern side of the map over towards Sandy Strip. And typically for teams that do land on the outskirts, they do rotate into POIs just like Sandy Strip to go ahead and replenish what they're missing from their drop spot.
One above, one below. Reckless on the rooftop. Alex now starting to rotate back through his duo's building as Reed, Cooper checking back in on them. And what's been brewing here at Latte Landing, recognizing the fact that they haven't been taken that immediate engage with Agers and Ritual. These two teams from NAC kind of just recognizing the fact that maybe we play to our own strengths before we look to try and take out the other.
Yeah, and this is one of those spots I've been talking about, Latte Landing. There's a launch pad back here that takes you higher and further than most of the other launch pads on the map. And then you mix it with the Flowberry Fizz like you see Reek and Cooper doing there. You almost fly so high you're out of render distance, but Peterbot and Pollo, they didn't get that same chance. It didn't work out in the same
Oh shit, that's not good.
But it's not just them. It's not just Curve and Venno who are also nearby. There are 3 teams directly here with 2 more on the outskirts.
But this isn't the first time that we've seen Pete and Pollo essentially getting cut off by Venno and Curve. I don't know what Venno's been getting up to, but it really feels like he's got a lot of cutoff points set up specifically to engage with Pete and Pollo. Could be pre-firing that we are only in game 2 after all, Jacob, but Venno, Curve, they got their damage and now they're getting out.
Yep, go into the tunnel where they have that secret porta potty to go ahead and teleport themselves through as Peterbot and Pollo continuing to try to move towards the west. But that's Hari and Cammy there on the other side. And they were honestly disruptors of that last game, probably being a huge focal point of why Peterbot and Pollo got down. I'm not sure if this is an act of revenge or just maybe early damage for Storm Surge. Either way, Peterbot looks to not slow down here.
Pete Pollo definitely very aggressive, and that's exactly why 143 below on surge damage. And if they keep taking these odd shots over at Cammy and Hadi,
Oh my. Oh no.
nearly getting the finish there onto Peterbot, but good
Pete,
from both
be careful. Dumbass.
has to step back. Pollo now can take
Oh.
Pollo eats another decent contact there from
What's wrong with them? Like, ඒගොල්ලෝ එන බොට්ටුව කිසෙල්ලම් කරන්නේ. Like, what happened to Peter? Oh, nice.
Peterbot not missing a shot, getting that first down on the Hari, but you see, Taco, they're still 27 below the damage threshold. They need more than just a full elimination worth of damage, so they have to continue to be on the hunt. Right now, it looks like they're looking for Cammy as a solo, but you see there's plenty of opportunities right in front of them.
That went from being the dream scenario for Cammy and Hardy to an absolute nightmare. And now Cammy trying to see if he can enact his own revenge on Pete. Quick with the cutoff, Pete here to remind everybody exactly who he is in this moment, but he'll be forced to just keep things moving forward. He got the damage he was after. He doesn't want to spend any more time here on Cammy, and he's left Cammy in the dust, stuck.
Oh yeah, Cammy did.
And everything else in between.
I guess. Oh yeah, fuck no. Oh yeah, Cam. Okay. Oh my god.
The elimination to Cammy, the siphon comes in, and now they have a fizz. They are above the
Okay, they have 2 kills now. That's good.
They're in desperate need of loot.
But
They might be able to clash with a handful more teams. All all depends on whether or not they actually want to try and make some sort of a dead side approach. You also have to remember that there are going to be other duos looking to try and scale up this mountain phase. The zones over by Wonky can be very brutal to actually retain any sort of materials, and when you are a duo that's already clinging on for just those last little bits of scraps, Chino, Pablo, kind of a similar position here. They might have a little bit of damage to be just above for the moment, but will that stay true?
Yeah, in the next zone, that's going to get flipped upside down.
Oh my god. මොකක්ද තියෙන විදිහේ zone එක.
Making up and
Oh.
scaling the summit here is going to be near impossible. Only the best will survive. Scroll, Sky, they see them down to just one individual. Sky, and he's below the damage threshold. 132, essentially needing an elimination, and he needs it now. Storm Surge will activate, and he will take that
Where's
25
Boyle
damage
and
in 7 seconds.
Pete?
Probably happy to just be leeching off a size as Flowberry Miss Grenade, but first, can he
Oh,
bring
you
out
must
a
still
wave of
alive.
size? Looking back,
That's
sees
good.
there is a solo behind me. He might be able to be the cutoff point, but instead, recognizing I've just got to keep things moving forward. He's such a low material count here, though, Jacob. If he can find that solo, if he can get that elimination, the refresh would buy him so much time instead of having to play for the backside of zone.
Yeah, and if climbing the mountain wasn't hard enough,
Oh, Boyle that. Oh.
before they reach the top of
Bro, what happened? What's wrong with them, bro?
across, so we're gonna go through varying different elevation changes, and if you don't have the materials, Taco, good luck to you. But Sky somehow finds a way to get above the damage threshold. 50 teams still alive, so even so, Storm Surge deactivation will not officially turn off in this game until there's 40 or less players standing.
Sky is so trapped right now. Vico and Malabuka definitely sniffed out his position, but they also know why take the risk. They have the options, the opportunity to try and make their way towards the next high ground point, and Sky still as a solo from behind takes down Science, takes down
Holy.
the Siphon kicking in. The lifeline has been extended, but can he actually make it up the mountain face? Another Siphon to bail him out momentarily, but for Strokey, he might just be the one to shut Sky's fate down to a limit here, and Sky can't
No, brother.
out of this one, but at least got 3 eliminations.
Yeah, even though those eliminations were good, he just got no mobility from it, and that's what eventually caused his downfall. But you can see they're not going down without a fight. Our top 25 teams left in this game. That means placement points are starting to play a role, and with every team that falls, they'll cascade further and further until you get that victory royale. And obviously, eliminations make the difference throughout the test of time in FNCS. We've seen it play a role multiple
Oh
times.
my god. Hakon කෙලින්ම එන උඩ.
And Bolts, and this is practically their backyard. Starting off over by Storm Station, they haven't really had to move too far away from home, and almost 1,300 damage above. They are completely smothering this lobby and not allowing anybody to even remotely consider trying to challenge them on height. All they've got to do is keep spraying out that secondary height layer, and even the duos that are trying to see if they can overdrive their way forward, they're just getting cut off entirely. Bolton, Acorn, along with the rest of the lobby, the catastrophe is taking place. No one can survive.
Yeah, as we see, going off the side of the mountain again, going down, maybe a little bit of hills in the way for Pablo. Chino, you see they have very little materials, no extra heals. Even though Storm Surge is no longer a worry in this game, it's about
from behind.
from the flank is able to get one. He gets back to back by himself to make miracles happen.
Hey, better than a last-minute fill, and what else could you possibly ask for than getting those points delivered at your front door, man? But Vico, Malabuka, now looking to see if they can have possible challenge here on height. Malabuka still looking. They're going to drop, but it's momentary. They see Tyler, Matt and Cole, too many duos. A little bit too close for comfort here. Malabuka without any material. He's waiting to see if Vico can actually play catch-up, but Vico left behind. He's just got to find his own elimination here. A refresh is everything currently, and there's no one in front of him.
Oh, we found old builds. This is absolutely perfect. No material left. Even with them both still alive, they reunite finally back into the same box. But this is where they need elimination. The zone is going to push some players over, not directly in their path, but give them a chance.
Oh, nice.
A much-needed Elim was found by Malabuka.
Yapko and Panzer are still doing their thing, though. 5 eliminations already for Yapko, 6 in total for this duo, but they know there's still a team hanging out all the way in the high ground. Will they get the chance to chop? First, we're going to bring down Giannis. Next, they're going to look towards Victor V. They're seeing if they can chop out his floor, but they just barely managing to escape in the moment. Acorn and Bolts, though, just look at what they are doing to the rest of this lobby. They are forcing all of these teams underneath them to just burrow underground.
Look how many builds they have, Taco, because it's going over their mountain. Yes, I said it. Acorn and Bolts, they've claimed this mountain. It pulls up towards this drop spot, and they are not letting up off the gas. This is their perfect opportunity. Not only climb up that leaderboard, but potentially take first. But there's still so many waiting in the wings. You see Shark, Teeny still alive. Vico fighting for every inch in this game. He gets the down on a Darn. The siphon is needed by Vico, but the onslaught won't stop.
Oh.
Defense is there, trying to get revenge, but he falls as well. Vico stands tall.
Vico's right at home, finding that fragger opportunity, and now playing catch up to the rest of the lobby. But Shark, he's been taken out. Yapko and Panzer are going to be the first to catch up to him. Bolt's Acorn still causing so much of a delay, though, in terms of where Yapko goes next. He's forced to drop, trying to just stay out of their line of sight, trying to see if he can huddle underneath some of these leftover builds. But Bolt's Acorn, they're taking their sweet time. They know that there's a handful of solos underneath them, so why rush it as Vico's clearing out the lobby all by himself?
Still trying to find more eliminations here. Top 3, most of the placement points, but essentially 2 solos against the duo of Acorn and Bolts. And now the zone pulling down the mountain again. A perfect scenario for Vico to stay alive just a little bit longer to get that top 2 situation. But now what do? You're going against Acorn and Bolts. They have 6 eliminations. They have tons of materials. They have 2 different win conditions, because if they want to wait until the last zone, they can shockwave out and win by heal off.
Look, I am all for everything that Vico has been able to accomplish in this lobby so far, Jacob. The fact that he has converted this into a second place opportunity for him in Malabuka is incredible scenery. But now, with the full bag, Vico is left trying to just stay in alert position. Bolts is off on the hunt, but he's still staying right next to Acorn's side. They just have so much white heal ammunition. They don't need to rush it. Vico only has so many more options before he completely runs out of space to work with. As Acorn Bolts, they continue to spray away at the builds. Vico doing everything in his power to try and stay alive, but I fear we are only watching the inevitable unfold here, Jacob. Vico might be able to try and shift things up, but he's going to need to pull out all the stops here, and it doesn't look like it'll be enough as Bolts finally going in for the closing shot. The elimination's good to go.
Got the victory.
From the backside of the mountain to the top of the summit, Acorn and Bolts have just won a game, and that's back-to-back with NA on top, and they have to be feeling out of this world, Frankie.
Acorn and Bolts, the casters were saying, you must be feeling out of this world with that victory royale.
Yeah, very ecstatic. We pulled every zone, you know, very lucky, but of course, Acorn was IGLing very well, nice height tarps, and you know, we're one of the best duos in the world, so nothing's gonna stop us.
You're looking like it. Acorn, sometimes the commentators say that you take a little bit of time to warm up on day 1. You don't have day 1 here. You've only got 6 games to do it, but it looks like you're feeling yourself right now.
I mean, yeah, I seen Cold Rapid win a game. You know, we had to follow them. And they on top, baby, let's go.
Have you guys all had a conversation in North America back in the player lounge to say, you know what, let's do this. Let's take this away from Europe.
Oh yeah, we're all doing it for NA, you know, and Twisted Minds, of course, one of the best orgs in the world.
Oh my.
Well, guys, you definitely gave us all a show. We're going to head to a break. When we come back, game number 3.
100. Oh my god, look, look, look.
Oh my, what is that? Ooh. Wow, victory. Oh man.
Any minor, we got 11 2K, and for a
Let's
moment, I'm gonna
go.
put my NA bias mask on. FNCS Summit, we got mini minor, we got 11 2K, and for a moment, I'm gonna put my NA bias mask on. NA on top, baby! NA on top! Alright, so about that, I'm gonna take my NA bias mask off. Crazy stuff! Big W here. Mini help.
Big W here for.
Look, I'm happy for my boys because it's a great win.
Yep.
It's great, and they needed that, especially with all the question marks around them being NA's last hope. It's a good sign of what's to come, I think, for those two.
Yeah, really nicely played from these guys as well. I think they identified, of course, that the zone was going up on this absolutely gigantic hill. They took height really early, and I think if we've watched a lot, if you guys at home have watched a lot of Fortnite at the higher level, we've seen that if you take height early, Levin, it doesn't usually go too well. But because these guys still had so many of those builds, and more importantly, all the teams down below spent so many builds trying to get up that hill, they could just ride out for success here and did really well at it.
Yeah, and ultimately a comfortable game for these two, right? It's a very favorable zone. They didn't have to spend much of the game sort of running about all over the map, and it sort of gives them that sort of momentum as they get into the end game to play for height. We know it's something that Acorn can do, even if it isn't what his go-to strategy is. And, you know, Bolt said it in my interview with him. He believes Acorn is the best IGL in the world. That confidence to follow him and then deliver with the fragging, it's a great combination.
Dude, so sick to see this, right? Like, again, and what's tough, right, is there are so many incredible, like, any duo in this lobby could win, and I'd be just amped, right? Because this is kind of like a sneak peek at what, like, a Globals could look like. So to see them come out on top, massive stuff. Take a look at these beautiful standings. Yapko and Pans are currently sitting in that #1 spot. What's interesting as well, the teams just in front and just behind them fall early on, right? This is a huge window for them to make a move. And man, with duos like this, Mini, the moment you give them that opportunity, they will strike.
Yeah, that's absolutely right. I mean, they're making the most of those games, those early 2 games, right? There's 17 eliminations for them as well, Evan. This is a duo we've seen on EU performing very well here as well.
I think Zeke might have pulled the trigger on the whole NA on top thing a bit too soon, better, because that was an EU team on top, broski. What's going on?
No, my NA bias mask is currently off.
Okay,
That's
it's
right.
off.
It's fallen off quite quickly,
Right.
actually. What happened
Hey,
there?
let me come back to EU. It's all good. I'll come back over. Yeah, anyway, seeing them all go crazy as well. And even in those last final moments, right? Seeing Vico super down low as a solo. Again, all of these singular interactions, these little decisions that every single player makes will make a difference, right? Because remember, we're just trying to stay in that top half of the leaderboard right now, and clutches like this are what we need.
Well, it makes a difference. I mean, remember at the beginning of the day, we were saying, Vico, you posted on socials, you were nervous at the beginning of the day, right? We're not seeing too many of those nerves right here, and a really, really important game for these guys. We saw it on the leaderboard right there. They jumped up 10 places by getting the second place right here, and it wasn't easy for them, Levin, on the side of this hill. I just mentioned it.
kind of feels
These guys are one of them, low on the materials, had to rely on their aim, which Vico is very good at, and ultimately a very, very good game for them, making advantage of that set.
Yeah, and I'm glad we get to see Vico try his stuff a bit, because really and truly, there are not many players on this stage that are better fraggers than Vico. He is one of the elitist in the world, and if he was feeling any nerves like you were alluding to, Mini, they surely are gone now after that game.
I love that he mouthed it. I don't know if you can tell. He said, I tried. And
He really did.
He did. In that circumstance, man, you look up, you're like, yeah, this is a little bit cooked. Old Man Mountain did take his toll. But again, we've just seen a handful of really good games back to back. And then we'll be okay, right? So I'm excited to see them. I appreciate that Vico, of course, he's pretty emotional, but he's very content. He's like, hey, he wasn't even like, oh man, I can't. But he was like, yeah, I tried. You know, I did what I could. Sky and Scroll as well, another EU team though, going crazy. I'm excited to see more from them. But man, again, it's just like with so many names in this lobby, dude, it's just like, it's like a feast, right? It's awesome.
I was glad to see them make it a bit deeper, because that first game, Mini, it scared me.
Yeah.
We obviously watch EU, right, together.
A lot.
We're not used to seeing Sky and Strong not deep into an endgame, and so I thought, I hope the occasion hasn't gotten to them. Clearly not, because this is exactly what Sky was doing when they won an FNCS on the EU. Clutching up in these endgames, in big moments, in uncomfortable situations, hitting shots like this. And again, we want to see more of it today.
And this is one of the things we were talking about all season long. Both of them are so good individually that no matter what one of them goes down, the other one still has all of the firepower necessary to clutch up. And that's what Sky just did right there. Yes, of course, it wasn't an amazing game for them. Yes, of course, they're not moving their way up in the leaderboard absolutely massively. But what is important for them is just keeping them in the tournament, keeping them inside, of course, that contention for the top 25. Because realistically, I mean, we expect these guys to qualify through. So when they make it to endgame as a duo, when the zone is on a massive hill, expect to see these guys on top.
And earlier with Tokata and of course Vivid, we kind of talked about the meta within the meta. What are you guys seeing now with about a minute out? Obviously, kind of what you called out, Sky and Scroll, dude, we're seeing them win games, we're seeing them go crazy, but suddenly we're finding ourselves in a solo clutch situation. It's got to be the quality of this lobby, right?
It's difficult. It's also very difficult to sort of predict what's going to happen in these lobbies. You play EU, you play the scrims, you know the teams around, you know how your drop spot's going to work, how they play Surge, and that's a key element of their strategy. But when you come up in this lobby against all these other regions playing their own styles, their own strategies, ultimately it's tough for them to predict what's going on.
I think as far as meta within meta goes, right? One thing we saw in Game 1 and here in Game 2 is teams who maybe we don't traditionally consider height teams, being opportunistic, being aggressive towards height when getting favorable zones, right? Cold and Rapid, again, it was a zone where they had a bit more to work with than the rest of the lobby. They thought, let's take height. Same thing with Acorn and Bolts there. If you are a team who maybe you don't usually play height, if you had a favorable zone, maybe you do have to go for it.
Yeah, man, again, it's with the top 25, you know, we just need those few games. I'm almost wondering, like, is there still a bit of those nerves? I know we're only 2 games in, but we're almost halfway through, right? We need that pop-off game.
Well, that's the thing. You have to throw the nerves out the window now as we get on to the rest of this tournament. If you need a win, you need a big game, height ultimately still is a very, very good way of going about that. Even if a lot of the other teams aren't playing it, it almost gives you that green light. But of course, if you're one of those teams that are outside of that top 25, so many other teams will be thinking to do the same. And that's when it becomes really messy, especially with these overdrive grenades. Anything can happen. So it's a bit tame right now, but of course, we'll see how things develop.
I'll be honest. I'm looking at these guys on our screen here. Deemish, Dom.
Yeah.
I think I saw, shout out to my guy Spudson, I think I saw him talking about them where he was talking about all the different EU teams that people have been bigging up going into the competition, right? People are looking at Vico Malabuka, Shark and Teeny, Sky and Scroll. Why are we not talking more about Dom and Deemish? I think they've had, I guess by their standards, maybe a slightly more quiet year compared to the quality you'd expect for them. But you can never count these guys out, because every time people did over the course of last year, they overcame expectations, and I think there's a good chance we see them do that today.
Yeah, and I was speaking to their coach Sven, and he was saying, of course, they've had a few issues. Of course, the drop spot situation this season's been really difficult. They've had to switch around. They haven't found that home. And even this weekend, they've had to switch drops as well. Of course, they're now going towards that west side of the map. And I think the key word that I use to describe these guys, particularly this season, is just adaptability. Every single time they try and change something up, they try something new. They're just such a great team together. Of course, Sven's going to be helping with that so much as well. It just seems to work for them. And that's such a valuable asset to have in this lobby in particular, because again, as I mentioned earlier, you don't know what things are going to happen. You don't know who's going to be rotating where. So if you can have that adaptability, it's going to pay dividends.
I have decided to be the designated vibe assessor and vibe monitor at the LAN. You know, watching every player's vibe, figuring out who's comfortable, who's maybe a bit nervous. Every time I've seen Deemish and Dom, they just look comfy. They don't look like a young team who has only ever played at one big LAN and maybe are still feeling a bit nervous. They just seem like ready for this occasion, and that, you know, goes a long way in these types of cups.
That's interesting, Levin, because even at the beginning of the show, when you guys had that opportunity to kind of talk with different players, there was several that were kind of like, hey, this kind of feels like home. This kind of feels like I've been here before, or I have been here this many times. Like, that is such an advantage, right? For some of these players seeing their first LAN, they're thinking, this crowd is really loud. This desk isn't my desk. I have this comfort level at home that isn't here.
Yeah, I think the beauty of us being, you know, another year into VFNCS is earlier on, right? We used to be at these events and we used to go, half the lobbies never played at a LAN, right? And it's like now you sort of look at people and you're like, no, these guys have been here, right? And you do feel that comfortability. You're right. I think it goes a long way. You don't have to think about, oh, am I going to be all right? Am I going to be nervous? Like, you just know what you need to do on the stage.
Look at this leaderboard. I just looked down. I took a little look. Benno, Curb, up 9 places in 9th place right now. It's crazy, you know, when you start to look at the disparity of the points, crazy. You're like, oh, Yapko Panzer 172. What the heck? 10th place, 76. Even Darkos and Minori there. You know, these games will go any which way. But to see Curb and Benno, dude, you know, we just love Benno. We're Benno stands here.
I don't love Benno anymore.
Oh, sorry about that.
He's coming for my job. All that analysis he was doing, bro.
I was shaking.
When I saw him reach for that telestrate, I said, I am finished.
Yeah, he was like, can I draw? And I was like, oh, he wants to be a commentator. He's trying to be an analyst.
He might as well have said, oh, sorry, can I take your job real quick? Instead of saying, can I draw? Because, I mean, that's what he is, though. He's a great mind in the game, right? Yeah. And I think that's absolutely crucial in terms of Curve's development as well. We've seen him just rising to the occasion time after time, and being with someone like Benno is going to pay dividends for him as well.
Fantastic stuff, guys. I'm getting word. The next game is ready to go. So, casters, take it away.
With EU on top of the leaderboard, NA winning back-to-back games, I had to invite a little friend on over to let us know what he's thinking about the action.
Listen, man, I was feeling too energized after watching those first 2 games that I had to go ahead. I had to jump on with my pals right here and get into the mix and see what's going to be happening live.
And this guy sees NAC succeeding. All of a sudden, he wants to keep the yap going. Vivid, how many teams are you going to big up here? But we're going to find out in Game 3. Ready to go.
I'm going to be hyping all of the teams while I'm up here, taking the opportunity to call out all of the boys. But we know kind of where the focus has been in the early game. I feel like Wonky Land, we got to go ahead and mention that. We got to go ahead and take a little peek that way, because if we take a look at the score overall, it's got to be 1-1. But a quick moment before we jump over there, Chapped and Flixie on the other side of the map.
Yep, 2-0 off spawn at the new Sanctuary. There was a couple of scares in Game 1 where after that was eliminations, Chap did go down, but Flixie picked him right back on up. He said, no, not ready to have you go down just yet, but they get beat. They get beat by a long shot by Romero and Lewa.
Lewa and Romero have been waiting for the opportunity to strike back. They've really got to get some points building on the board, and they need it to start now before we're done with the halfway point. But trouble is still striking everywhere else. Agers and Ritual, they are chasing down Cooper, Reed, Higgs, Clicks, being absolutely ran down by Teeny and Shark. There is no escape. Vivid, you might have picked the wrong opportunity to jump on here.
trouble in paradise. If you take a look over how good Clicks and Higgs have been doing off spawn over the past couple of days, the confidence is probably what led them to actually make the final decision to land at Wonky Land. But I can't lie, when the stakes matter, when everything matters here on the upper bracket, man, falling short.
Yeah, let's see how this off-spawn fight actually went. I did see some third-party shots coming into the mix, but Higgs gets beat off-spawn for the floor loot. Teeny takes him down. He's trying to run away, but eventually it gets all cut short. An interesting decision, though. We did not see them try to chase down Clicks as a solo, so we can see the return of Higgs.
They know that there's just too many other opportunities here, but Ager's first. He's going to look to bring down Reed. Cooper somewhere left stranded now. What was originally just, pleasant vibes between the two NA teams has immediately turned into a clash here as Ritual and Agers, I feel like they're on the hunt right now for Cooper.
I mean, they should be, right? Maybe they're a little bit jealous. Hey, listen, this duo has landed at our same drop spot. They're a little bit higher up on the leaderboard. Nah, we got to take the fight to them. So Latte landing up there. We can kind of see how that one is painted out. Cooper obviously going to be wanting to run away, but it looks like Jacob, Ritual, and Agers are kind of on the hunt. They might have a little bit of information as to where he is currently at.
Yeah, they just realized they just want to make sure he's pushed far enough away so he can't sneak in and loot the north side of Latte Landing. So they're going to go ahead and work their way from the north all the way down to the south. And because they already have the early sense of the zone pulling towards the north, they're not in a hurry either. And this is one of the biggest changes to Latte Landing with the golden fishing spots. It's almost a guaranteed chance that they're able to get some sort of gold loadout.
And other teams are still looking to try and seal their own fates with these early off-spawn battles. Golden Knight looking to disengage. Tinka resigns. They don't want to draw any third-party intervention here, and they're already looking to just try and create a little bit of space here. Going to start cranking up, but there's only so much material left for them to work with here at New Sanctuary. They're going to have to eventually look for either a fight and a refresh or just a full retreat here, but it's going to be tough because Chat Blixie, they look like they had primary control in New Sanctuary.
Kind of channeling that aggressiveness that we were talking about earlier on, right? Brazil, they love to play that aggressive game. We've heard it in interviews. It feels like the region itself just plays so fast, so aggressive. And then when you show up here on land, everything kind of slows down. So there's going to be a big adjustment here for duos like Gone and Night. As you can see, they did try to go ahead and push Rezons and Tinka, but quickly being held off. And once they kind of reassess, are like, wait a minute, we do not have those materials to continue to play the way that we want to. Full reset, and they do got to be careful because these type of fights, they make a lot of noise for all of the other surrounding duos.
Yeah, and this is just one of those sides of the map where it can get messy from the New Sanctuary inside of that bowl to the surrounding land. It's almost hard to get out as you jump on board Peterbot and Poyo, making a quick rotation south towards Humble Hills. They're trying to go ahead and interact with some of these contested fights that we know Muzz and Sphinx, Nebs and Nathan are doing at Humble Hills. They've seen them go north, but they've been followed by Hari and Cammy. So it's interesting decisions how we're going to see them play this one out because 16 points. I don't think anybody would have guessed them this low on the leaderboard coming into game 3.
Now, things have definitely dissipated a little bit there too. 4P and Poyo, you can tell they weren't able to find anything in Humble. They're just going to default back on over to Squiggly Shores, but Pablo, Chino, here at Sandy Strip, they have plenty of company nearby, probably more neighbors than they're actually looking for, at least for the early starting measures. But Sandy Strip, we knew it was going to be triple contested since the start of this day, Jacob, and I really can't help but wonder whether or not some of these duos are going to choose to stick around.
Well, I do know for sure that Mini Pio and Fukun, they've already kind of left Sandy Strip. We do see them there now, rotating with the zone, but I was talking to Kanata in between one of those games. He said, yeah, we made them leave. We only have to deal with one team now, it's Chino and Pablo. So, I mean, I wouldn't be too excited because there are huge threats to this lobby, but at least one less team that they have to worry about.
Vico and Malabuka here towards Frigid Fortress. I feel like those first two zones were pretty favorable. Whenever we took a look at the leaderboard, pretty much every single team that landed on the northeast side of the map, I saw a little arrow upwards next to their name, obviously picking up big points, but you're going to have to go a little bit higher than that. Yapko and Panzer right now sitting pretty first place, 180 points, and I can't lie, the biggest difference, it's all in the eliminations.
And that's also a very worrying factor for so many of these other teams because we know top 25 can be forgiving, but at the same time, what if you're a duo that's trying to contest the team looking to claim their drop spot outright for finals? And that's where Cooper finds himself in a bit of a hole here currently, forced out of Latte landing by Agers and Ritual, but he had nowhere left to run to. Latte is just so far north of the map, the only places that he could look to retreat towards were straight into the hands of other duos.
Yeah, and it's just unfortunate that the zone is still floating around the north side of the map, because if we had a far southern zone or even towards the northwest, but most of those teams would be out of here already. Maybe a few sprinkled around, but it'd be definitely easier than this. Getting pushed by Jargu, sliver of HP. Carillion from the other side, they pick up that elimination. And there's one thing about Carillion and Jargu. It's a team you could almost never count out. They got in through that last opportunity, switching teammates. They get into the FNCS finals at the bottom of that bubble.
And you can see their kind of slow approach to that fight as we take a look towards another fight that has seemingly reached a bit of a stalemate. We're going to be looking at a Minish and Javi. They hear that overdrive grenade go off. They're going to be taking a look. They're not going to fall short to a little bit of a fooled plan, similar to how Shark and Tini did earlier on. They can actually see the players disappear off in the distance, so they know they actually did use that grenade to go ahead and rotate out.
Like the idea there, though, from Bakusin here. They don't need to stick around. They've actually had a lot of success already on the starting point today. I believe they were in that 8th place position on the leaderboard entering this halfway point of today's competition. So the only things really left to do is wait and see what are Gino and Pablo going to do with this legendary POI.
Oh my gosh, what are Pablo and Chino going to do with it? What is the rest of the lobby going to do with it as well? Take a look at the map. I can't even count that high, Jacob. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 teams. I think there's like a solo in there somewhere as well. The zone seemingly is going a little bit further south of Sandy Strip, but every single team is looking to claim some early real estate towards this POI.
I think they heard you, because as you said 7, another team floated. Wait for us. We want to join the party as well. And there's so many others in the outskirts. So for Chino and Pablo, they kind of have a little bit of advantage here. They were the first to set their flag at this POI. So every team that rotates in thereafter will not know exactly where they're at, what builds are theirs. So you got to be very, very cognizant of getting caught off guard.
Size and Scary, they are one duo that is yet to throw their name into the hat for contention over by Sandy Strip. They're still hanging out near Builders Barracks, and Size, Scary, the Spaniards hoping to try and represent, but at the same time, Jacob, coming from that EU nation, they've had a lot of experience with dealing with aggressive fighting styles, and yet still here today, sitting at only 20 points.
Yeah, I'm not too worried just yet. This is game 3, so by the time this one's over, that's when you really look at the leaderboard and see how much the point thresholds control your destiny. But coming into this one, I was thinking, okay, you need 3 decent performances maybe to get top 25, 2 pop-off games, or in some cases, if you're Yapko, Panzer, Cold Rapid, or Acorn and Bolts, you might just need 1.
Peterbot and Pollo back and forth between POIs, right? They continue to try to find some sort of successful aggression. As you can see right there, 1 elimination on Peterbot right now. I did see off screen that's actually going to come off of the back of a reboot, so they were fully aware of the opportunity with that. And I did have sort of like a drive-by conversation with Fax today. I was like, dude, we got to be feeling good, right? Back-to-back NA wins. He was just like, dude, I want Peterbot and Pollo to get in the mix, though.
Yeah, this is just so tough, though, because they are looking to get involved, but sadly, Minutes, Alco, the last thing that they ever wanted to see is Peterbot and Pollo barreling down on their position. Cammy and Hadi still hanging out by the lighthouse, though, tells me that they're just going to be looking to trail P and Pollo. They're not going to allow them to freely rotate, and that's going to potentially be a thorn in the side there for P and Pollo later on.
Yeah, huge annoyance, because they're a team that, you kind of said it yourself when you were talking to Fax, they like to get aggressive. We want to see them get aggressive. But this isn't just an NAFNCS. This is the best of the entire world when it comes to Fortnite. You're not going to get the same opportunities. Those windows will be smaller. And I think they're learning that with each and every game goes by. And that's why you think you see a huge drastic change out of the game plan in game 3 for Peterbot and Pollo.
Yeah, and keep a close eye on all of these teams like Noah and Reason, who actually went ahead. They left Sandy a little bit earlier on, right? We did see them kind of base up on one of those tall buildings. As you can see on the north side of the zone, as they're currently currently stands, what do we have? 4 duos kind of posted up here, ready to catch all of those rotates from all of those Sandy teams that we just kind of talked about. Because the zone pulls a little bit further south, all of those teams are eventually going to have to leave Sandy, which provides a great opportunity for anybody that left early to kind of base up and get all of the damage that they might need.
Reason just being proactive, shooting out trees, preventing other duos from having the opportunity to hide behind that natural terrain coverage. Curve and Veno, though, entirely different strategy. They're still hanging out in Battlewood Boulevard. They're hoping to see if they can pick up some additional points here off the eliminations, and they might just find exactly what they're after. Hamed trying to escape. Thinks there's nowhere left to run as Veno just easily clears those 2 out with Curve.
Yeah, that's one thing I've learned on NA when Veno won his inter-regional championship from EU and NA is you don't mess with the guy in his drop spot. Multiple times in that major final, teams were trying to steal away his loot. He just chased them down and send them packing back to the lobby, which kind of helped his game plan because of Surge. But not everybody has that luxury being uncontested. Muzz and Sphinx know that to be a fact. Nebs and Nathan are contesting them off drop. It does seem like in this game they're splitting it, but what does that do to their loadout and their confidence?
Little check-in here with Pablo and Chino. We know that they land Sandy Strip, 280 damage above right now. They're going for some control. They're going for a little bit of a sneaky play onto some players, but everybody in the surrounding area is taking full advantage. They've done big damage on the Pablo and Chino. They're going to be forced to refresh right now. When we tune into them, they were 260 above, but as soon as they went ahead and took that fight, seemingly took about 100 damage, and their net surge dropped by just that.
Aegis Ritual, they might have been one of those duos involved. Possibly even Ukun and Minifio. Shots were definitely exchanged. I don't even think it was Diamond Demons. They just immediately coned themselves off, prevented those tags are going to be through, but Pixie won't be able to weather the storm. Can Swizzy fare any better here? Still getting lit up by these surge tags. He has to find a full elimination, 192 below. He knows that there are players fighting nearby, but will he actually have a chance to strike?
Yeah, and he's officially on a clock. He has about a 130 of HP to heal in this situation, which is not much. We're in the 5th zone. Now he's taken behind. It's going to go 2 to a 5 tick and active surge. All that damage is going to start to add up, and he is still below the damage threshold. 346. That's almost essentially 2 eliminations here that Swizzy needs to get by himself with his back pushed up against the wall. Even further now is Doxy, maybe X-Pawn as well, are trying to get elimination of their own.
Yes, Mary, no opportunity to go ahead and let Swizzy get any damage here as they're going to be using the overdrive grenades to go ahead and disengage. That is worst case scenario for Swizzy, for somebody that needs to do 300 damage.
Bro, I fall asleep, bro.
Because the shotgun is going to be your best friend. But as you can see right now, the chase is on. Not only does he need to go ahead and pick up both of these eliminations seemingly right now, but he needs to get in the zone. Finally, a tag comes in. 12 HP to work with. 2 ticks left. Swizzy's going to be going down.
There were only so many places left for Swizzy to actually venture through, and Doxy X-Pawn, they just played that one excellently. They knew that he was trapped. He had nowhere left to run to, and just like that, we're right back here at Sandy Strip, and the queue is going to be his worst nightmare right now for Minifio. It sent everyone flying, but Chino, what kind of aim course is he running over here?
I need his routine right now. That was one of the most insane things I've seen in quite a while. Not only getting the knock mid-air, but cleaning up the eliminations, and that is exactly why they land at Sandy Strip. They know teams will float around and try to use that as a mode of rotation. We've seen multiple teams, not just then, get caught out because of it.
Super hard to make those rotations when there are just so many teams around. Speaking of hard rotations, Peterbot and Pollo landed all the way on the west side of the map, had to make their way all the way over here to Sanctuary. That being said, I feel like they found themselves in a very favorable position. 500 damage above, as I say that, drop that down to 300. But they have pretty much the higher ground secured as it currently stands. We know they love to play higher ground taco. Can they actually hold on to this throughout the rest of the game?
This is definitely the best sort of position that we have seen Peterbot and Pollo all 3 games so far today. Sky Scroll, on the other hand, though, way off in the distance, separated from the rest of the lobby, trying to see if they can just break in to the edge of zone, hoping that they get a chance to try and take out any duos that might be looking to try and cut them off, but instead will find a secure position to start tarping out, securing space, and now they can take the chance to look back.
Yeah, this is the point in the game where you have to stay alive.
Oh my.
You've been in it for 7 zones. There's 26 teams. One more falls, and you start to get those placement points, so you don't want to have to look back and say, we wasted a lot of opportunities here throughout the tournament. Placement points are now starting to come in. 25 teams still up, but you see 49 players. That means someone in this lobby is running around as a solo.
Malabuka and Vico, right? They almost found the opportunity right there on Yuma and Koyoto. As you can see right now, the zone is actually pulling north. And when a pull like this happens, any team that's already based up here is going to have the opportunity to pick up the higher ground. And that's going to be Yuma and Koyoto as it currently stands. Tuning in with Sky and Scroll. We just looked at these guys 45 seconds ago. They had 21 materials to their name. Elims are going to be helping out with that.
And that's exactly where Sky was able to get the party started here with Chance and
Oh
Diamond.
my.
The moment they claim that front side low ground position, they are right back in the most comfortable driving seat. That's exactly where they had so much success in the EU Major 1 Finals, and it looks like they finally managed to replicate it here in Game 3. But Dimish, Darm, talk about a duo that has been on the upswing all 3 games so far today. They've just been establishing their own territory. But Vico, Malabuka, big knock opportunity here, taking out Veno.
Yeah, they don't even necessarily need this fight. 3 players go down, no more Storm Surge. 1100 for them.
Oh my.
Shots coming in, so they're going to fall down just a little bit, but they're holding their ground. They know they have extra materials, so they're not afraid to overbuild and spend those mats.
Taking a look bottom right, I see Sky and Scroll already kind of establishing that low ground that they are known for. Cold and rapid throughout the day. They've been known for coming out swinging, right? Winning game number 1. But I would imagine now that all the other teams are kind of feeling comfortable towards the higher ground, maybe they go ahead and go back to what they're used to.
But even with this elevation not really being a huge turning point, because we are in that south section of the map, Teeny Shark, they're still on the high ground. They're still looking to take players out along the way. Shark able to help bring down Yapko, and they are still looking for more, Jake, as they continue tarping overhead, but you are never safe. You are not high enough to avoid the rest of the lobby just yet.
Yeah, especially in a meta where you got shockwaves and you got that fizz grenade, so you gotta expect things to happen.
Well, beat both are still alive. That's good.
Forward, but they stayed on both separate ends for Sky and Scroll. They're making sure nobody can get a free flank. Meanwhile, Peterbot and Poyo, they're in the thick of it down below. They're trying to get as much damage, maybe even elimination. As of now, they're good on their loadout. They're good on loot, but they know eventually they're going to need an elimination.
So easy for this duo to quickly kind of change targets. Why nobody is pretty much safe when you are anywhere near that duo. They're going to be needed an elimination, and just as I say that, Rezon finds himself on the opposite side of things. Peterbot's going to be dropping down. The mats come in, but now they go ahead and need to make the
Max mats, nice.
that they need, and I'm sure we're going to be finding another elim that they're going to need, of course.
Oh, we go down. Nice.
Points out of Vico in the last lobby. Can Malabuka do the same here in Game 3? Overdrive grenade with a little bit of a stimmy effect on the movement, but look at Cold and Rapid. Isolated in the mid-ground, trying to take out players as they look back. Sky and Scroll, though, just left to their own devices here, completely trying to shut down what Greens and Twy have going on, but instead, they'll find themselves looking to stay moving forward. They still want to control front side. They still want to make sure that nobody else is going to be able to take over.
Yeah, sometimes for Sky and Scroll, you need to stumble before you wake up and start to play to your full potential. And this game is a real example of that. Same thing for Rapid and Cold. They won Game 1, and then they had a huge hurdle in their path for Game 2, and this is a chance to make up for it. Meanwhile, Vico, Malabuka, one of the most consistent teams we have still alive in this
Oh, Peterbot is still alive. Oh my god. Oh, Peterbot down.
But he's the one that ends up falling. Poyo now alive, but shots coming in from all directions. You see him scrambling around, trying to build and protect himself until he officially runs out of mats.
Wow, to see what Poyo can do right here, trying to find some sort of calm in the chaos right now as he takes one quick breath right here. Malabuka, no opportunity for him to kind of slow down right now. He's kind of feeling the pressure from duos all around him. He's going to be taking the opportunity to go ahead and jump into the Scroll and Sky.
Oh, Thomas. Also that. Oh, Yuma there. Oh my. Oh, Poyo. Oh my god.
The ball rolling here as Sky finds that elimination, but now back on height. It's Rapid and Cold Cold already looking to try and drop a little bit further. He wants the refreshes, he wants the eliminations, he knows that he can trust Rapid to just hold things down on
Oh my. Oh.
trying to take out Teeny. It's an even exchange here, but Pollo coming out on top because Twy is no longer in existence.
Yeah, gets that elimination almost stolen by Cold and Rapid up above, but now they drop down. They say, hey, we're not gonna steal that one, but they're gonna take you out. Cold and Rapid on top, on high ground right now. Winners of game one. Sky and Scroll are EU FNCS champions, and then you have Cringe. He can play the Thorn in this entire mix.
But take a look at Rapid. He's looking for opportunities to go ahead and help secure this 2v2. He's trying to pick up all the materials that he possibly can, trying to look for some angles. The overdrive grenade comes up. Sky and Scroll want to take the fight. The Cold
Oh my. Cool down.
does that. Finds the Elin, finds the knock on the Cold. They're going to be looking for the opposing player as well. Rapid, though, somehow, amongst all the chaos, ends up on height.
And Scroll just
Oh.
like that realizes his duo's in trouble. But Scroll,
Oh.
he's gonna take over. Rapid has been eliminated. Now the 1 versus 1. This is everything right now for Sky and Scroll to finally get their chance to strike back. Cringe from overhead. He gets the leverage. Scroll with only 2 builds remaining.
Tiro,
Can't
tiro.
find the closing shot. Just needs to get that max hit off the Chaos Reloader, but sure enough, Scroll can't do it. Cringe has won it. Now that's gonna be game 3 for Cringe and Twy.
We had Cold and
Oh,
Rapid.
that's crazy.
Sky and Scroll. We had Cringe and the Shadows. And like thieves in the night, these guys have just stolen away game 3 at the Major 1 Summit land. You got to imagine at this point in time, when you're playing that long as a solo, to come out on top and actually win the game, they have to be feeling great.
Cringe and Twy, can you believe you just took down Sky and Scroll?
Sky and Scroll, really?
It was Sky and Scroll. It was that 2v2 situation. Talk me through it.
I mean, like, shit was just easy, I'm not gonna lie.
Really? Was it really that easy? Because it looked quite tense for all of us watching.
I mean, bro, it wasn't that easy. He had to solo clutch it.
Well, you know what? British players, you know, we have to talk a big game. So talk to me about your game then. What is the plan here in Dusseldorf?
I mean, you just run around, eliminate everyone, and just win every endgame you make.
And it's interesting because I feel like some of the European teams have actually struggled with the zones with net surge.
I don't know
How
you
have you
guys
been
noticed
finding
that
it?
or not. I fall asleep like
So all you gotta
I
do is
sleep
just
like
W that king.
at least
Yeah.
20 minutes
King the W.
Yeah.
So
on the
Dusseldorf,
stream. I don't know if you guys didn't notice that or not.
okay then, that's 3 games done. We're gonna have a short break. When we come back, we'll be assessing all the action so far.
Hmm. Hmm. Ah. Okay. It's the time now.
Fortnite fan, welcome back to the FNCS Summit. Cringe and Twy get themselves a victory royale in a 1v1 situation.
Hold on.
Yeah?
I want to put my UK bias hat on.
Oh.
And I want to say UK on top, Cringe and Twy doing it for the boys.
I forgot my hat.
I got one for you.
You got another one?
I got one for anyone that wants to join the bandwagon.
UK fans out there, represent.
Oh man, you guys can't kill me like this, all right? You gotta give me some time. Man, congrats to them, seeing them get a victory out in that situation. I can't believe it as well against Sky and Scroll, man. For like just a moment, I really believe Sky and Scroll, this is it, their moment. Game 3, they're gonna strike. And then Cringe says, sorry about that. I've made my way here based on my skill, my merit, my prowess. Scroll, you're gonna have to sit down this time.
Holy.
Performance from Cringe here at the end. I
Oh
mean,
my.
to take down Sky like that, to 1v2, the best duo in EU coming into today. I mean, what a performance from him individually. This is a duo that we've seen rising up throughout the course of EU, a team that we have expectations of because of their talent level, a team that's developing and coming through. And yes, we're going to be biased because they're UK. Yes, I'm sure Resub at home is watching. I think he's actually in the arena. Very happy. He'll be very happy, of course, because Cringe is Scottish. But this is a team that are actually genuinely improving. They're getting better. Bias hat off. They're looking good.
Yeah, great fundamentals, great mechanics. I think we know that. You saw that at the end, right? Cringe wins because he has the really nice right hand, and Scroll in a situation where you just couldn't even see it, right, to hit the shot back. I think the big thing with obviously Cringe as well is in solo situations like that, he sort of burst onto the scene last year as a solo player, right? And because of his results in solo, so you know he's comfortable in those moments where he is alone. And obviously that arrogance, that cockiness sort of helps him as well, right? I'm glad Twy sort of brought him back down to earth. Like, no, mate, it was hard, but you did it, you know?
Yeah, he's like keeping him humble. You know, that's a mark of a really good friend, right? Like just dial it back a little bit. On the other side, obviously, Roll. You know, what started as a really tough start to Summit upper bracket. Now, you know, suddenly we're starting to pick up the pace, taking it all the way to a second place with a ton of eliminations. I feel like this is a Sky and Scroll we're kind of used to seeing.
I'd have to say, yeah, right? I think we've seen games like this from them in the EU Major Finals where they are just together. They are able to sort of get through on this low ground. I think Vivid called it out really well where you could see what they were trying to do very early on into that end game as far as establishing low ground. And even though there are more teams trying to do it, right, after seeing their success, they are still just the best in the world when it comes to claiming that layer.
Yeah, I think it was around 10th zone. They took that front side low, and I was like, yeah, really, really nice zone. Front side of a low take from these guys. And ultimately, because they played it so much, they were able just to bat away any of the competition. I think Thomas HD was down there at one point as well, trying to take it. Unfortunately, of course, couldn't close out the game successfully. But what's that, 10 eliminations for these guys? You mentioned it, Zeke. Not the greatest start for them, but a huge comeback. And that's what individual games can do in this form.
Yeah, and that might be enough to just suddenly shoot them up the standings, right? I mean, especially like, look, Twy and Cringe 7th place, just below them, Sky and Scroll. It only takes one really good game like that, Mini. So I love seeing that out of both of these duos. It just looks so good, right? And even all the way at the top, Yapko Panzer still firing on all cylinders, Vinny.
Yeah, it's great to see. I mean, we've all known that Panzer has been a very, very exciting talent ever since he sort of burst onto the scene in trios with Mr. Savage and Mongrel. A lot of people were saying he carried them to the success in Major 1 of trios. Then he just keeping on developing, keeping on improving throughout that entire time. And now in duos, finding that teammate in Yapko that's really complementing his game style and gameplay is really paying dividends for him right now.
Yeah, I think the thing with these two is they've been rather inconsistent in EU, right? If you've been following EU, they have weeks where they look like, okay, this is the real deal. These guys are going to be one of the big teams in EU. And then they have a lot of weeks where it's pretty anonymous. And I think a lot of us were wondering which version of Yapko and Panzer we're going to see on the stage today. we got the best version possible, and I'm happy about it.
Dude, they've got to be happy about that too, right? Like, hey, we're looking good. We're on top right now. Let's just make sure we bring that energy back for finals, right? Wanted to also highlight Peterbot and Pollo. Finally, we get a game out of them where they are together. We do see this often, right? It's either Pollo or Peterbot as a solo, but finally kind of recognizing, okay, look, this is a high caliber lobby. If we're going to find that success, we need to stick together.
Yeah, we haven't seen that scariness, I guess you could say, for these guys for a little while now. Of course, last Globals not performing to their level that you'd expect from them. Of course, Major One still, of course, qualified here, but still not quite performing as we would expect. And even here today, it's been a bit sort of reminiscent of that, Levin. They've had their moments, they've had their ability to fight. We've seen them getting a few eliminations, but it's that togetherness, it's that over-eagerness maybe to try and go for these plays.
Yeah, not to be a nostalgia merchant, right?
Okay.
But when you look at the last time we saw them as a duo on a stage like this, when they won Globals, they were playing a very different game to the rest of the lobby, right? That was always the big talking point. They had all these different advantages that meant that the game they were playing was different. Here in this lobby, they're having to figure out how everybody else is having to play the game, right? And that has been one of the themes of them this season, is, you know, when they are in this situation where they have
Oh my god, 14th.
good fundamental solid.
Oh hell nah, bruh.
And I think they're starting to get there. They're starting to figure things out. It's a rough start,
Kinda
like you said,
crazy.
but still plenty more games. And I think for these two especially, it's just about making sure they're playing on Sunday. No hiccups that send them into the lower bracket.
Yeah, that's interesting. That's a really good point, too, because you got to think back in NA, they kind of condition the lobby, right? Everyone's kind of like, Peterbot, Pollo, they're kind of close by, but dude, you're looking at 6 other regions that don't care. They're like, I don't care who you are. You could be Peterbot and Pollo. I'm still going to take the fight because I'm still trying to be top 25. In second place, though, we did see Cold and Rapid, though, still holding strong. I mean, they're looking good, guys. I can't lie. It's crazy, too, because we see this all the time, Levin. People just, like, continue to look at Cold and say, like, he doesn't play the game. He's not good at the game. He's not doing this. But here we are at Summit. I feel like he shut some of those people up.
He did. Yeah. And to the people who've been saying that, 2 days ago, he was the player in the practice room who was playing the most of anyone, right? And so I think, you know, people like to hit Cold with that narrative of not playing, but ultimately, Cold is one of the best players to ever touch this game. Not just in this lobby right now, period, in Fortnite. And so I think Cold, in this moment, he's starting to feel it. I think Rapid is feeling confident as far as the game plan goes. We know they're looking to take these, you know, do these late height takes, which have been somewhat successful throughout the day. I'm feeling really good about these two.
Yeah, really impressed actually with their calmness in a lot of these endgame moments. You had a really nice listen in earlier on, and we were expecting maybe a little bit of excitement. Of course, they're on height, they're winning the first game, they're looking really good, but just the way that they communicate, the way that they're navigating these games, it is almost just a walk in the park for them when they're in those positions, and that just speaks volumes about their confidence going into this weekend as well. I think they understand it's not necessarily about having the best day of your life today, it's about qualifying through, and if they can continue to play as they are today, taking those height takes at a really nice time, they should be just okay.
Okay, I like it. I like it. Well, hey, look, right now we're at the halfway point of the competition. The players, we've given them a bit of a break, a bit of a moment to kind of collect themselves, prepare for that second half. But Tokata setting by right now with some information on the zones.
Thank you, Zeke. Look, I want to break down 2 pivotal aspects of Fortnite competitive. So 1 is Storm Surge and 2 is zones. If we look back at Storm Surge previously, it was the minimum damage threshold needed depending on the zone to not start losing HP and shield. Now it's net surge. So it's not only how much damage you do, it's also how much damage you receive. So if we look at today and see how it's impacted the players, the rotations, and specifically the zones. Game 1 ended right here, a little south of Frigid Fortress. And if we look at the teams, the top 4 teams of that first match, we had Cold Rapid, we had Reet Cooper, FKS Hero, and Yapko Panzer. Now, I'm not sure if you're seeing the trend I'm seeing, but all of these duos are incredibly close to where this zone ended. Now, you could say, okay, maybe it was a fluke, you know? We know zones have been important in Fortnite competitive. This is the first event of this caliber where net surge has actually been in play. So if we take a look at game number 2, the zone ended north, right up here. Guess who won the match? It was Acorn and Bolts, and they land right inside of that zone. Second place, Vico Malabuca. They land Frigid Fortress. I don't even have to draw arrows because you can see how close these duos actually were to that final zone. And you can say, okay, I'm I'm seeing the trend, but what about game 3? What happened there? Look, I'm not even going to break down all the teams. It ended right here. Our winners, Cringe and Volko, I know Levin was getting hype about that, land right here east of Dark Dominion. And as you can see, there is not much distance that you have to travel to get to the zone. Now, we've only seen 3 games been played out today. We have a lot more competition to look for, but if you think
That's
about
crazy.
it, you as the fans watching, keep an eye out for where that zone pulls in these next matches and which duos are looking the strongest, because I think we have a lot to learn.